Yo, yeah, that's B-Eazy, that's the name. Way before the world knew he was running the game. Laid the groundwork, built the foundation strong. Been influencing the whole scene all along. Now everybody gotta give that man his praise. A living legend for the rest of his days. Oh, he deserves all the accolades, yeah. B-Eazy, B-Eazy, gotta give that man his praise. A living legend for the rest of his days. Oh, he deserves all the accolades. B-Eazy, B-Eazy.
Yeah. Listen up. It's B-Eazy Dat Dude, the great. He ain't fake, he one of the real guys. Spitting fire every stream. You've been late to the party, now it's time to realize. From Pittsburgh to around the world, yeah, the flow is elite. Every beat that he slide on turns into straight heat. Came up from the grind, selling box on a laptop, running up a bag, feel like he hit the jackpot. Got the luxury visions, ambition vivid, never bluff. Person's progress, persevere when the going gets tough. B-Eazy Dat Dude, got stripes in the game. Every rhyme, every line, they gon' remember the name. From the streets to the stage, the energy don't fade. Legend in the making, yeah, history's what he's laid. Mic in his hand, heart in the flow and soul on every beat. Dropping knowledge, power, bravado, his legacy complete. Hustle amplified, lyrics electrified, that's the truth. B-Eazy Dat Dude, established with certified proof. Feel the bass, feel the vibe, let it ride through the crowd. All the words, every hook, man, he keeps making us proud. King of his lane, rising above every feud. All hail the one and only, B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah.
Ayo, who is that dude? Oh girl, that's just B-Eazy. Oh boy, that's just B-Eazy. Well, who is B-Eazy? Oh, you ain't know, he been a pro, for show, all about the dough. He been running up them racks and still trying to get some more. Don't care about the fame, just trying to gain and grow. He really one of them ones, his presence so pivotal. So hell yeah, he that dude, this is unequivocal. He always do it big, you know who it is. B-Eazy, B-Eazy, B-Eazy that dude. He on his way to the top and he ain't about to stop. You thought he would flop and didn't wanna give him props. The things you dreaming about he already did, dude. Now it's time to soak a game he about to give you. Like, share, follow, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to tune in when he goes live. Make a contribution if you feeling the content. Tap into the realness if you tired of the nonsense. I mean no disrespect, ain't trying to sound rude, but the world already knows that B-Eazy's that dude. Ooh.
Turn your radios up. Turn your radios up. Y'all know what this is. Y'all know who this is. B-Eazy Dat Dude, an impromptu stream back with another one. This one is gonna be a banger. We'll ruffle some feathers, but it will be a doozy. I don't like to keep y'all waiting. So before we get this thing started, you know, I gotta hit you.
If you know the song, sing along. Yeah, you're right.
私も地元と言っても実は世代です。もう友達できたの？うん。
Yo, this promethazine got me leaning like a cholo. In the club, I'm 20 deep. I don't be riding solo. Pull some bad bitches, they vanilla and cocoa. They wanna take some photos when we kick it out in Soho. Chicks are showing tits and popping pussy for my promo. Told them like juvenile, baby, move it for me slow-mo. Then I'm right back to the block, cause I keep getting moto. I be flipping, not shrinking. I don't give a fuck about no ho, no ho. This nigga name ain't D-Lo, but pimpin' these bitches and stacking this bread forever be my stilo. This is B-Eazy Dat Dude in the trap making packs move. If I ever go broke, then I'm about to pull a jack move. Since a nigga healthy, I don't even gotta worry. With my bitch from Fiji eating tandoori and chicken curry, that ism is really indie. My pimp game international. I design my own clothes, so I be always looking fashionable. Here's a couple facts about me that y'all didn't know. Some of y'all be getting bread, but I be getting bigger, dawg. I got bigger guns and a whole lot of bad. And we are activated, and we gonna get right into this thing, but I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to the illustrious guests who have came through. We got none other John Sinatra, aka Johnson Different, one of the illest, coldest, and the dopest to ever pick up a pen, jot it down, and record in the booth. We got Chocolate Glow, Lex 925. We got Sunlight from the Sunshine State, shining brighter than a diamond. We got Roger Meadows, East Coast, Nassau County's finest. But hey, Roger, where Brooklyn at? We got none other than Tay Baby. Hey, Tay Baby. Hey, Tay Baby. In the building. And of course, the mayor, M3, slid through. What it did do, knowledge in relationships. So y'all seen the title, y'all seen the thumbnail. We are not even gonna wait. So let me just go ahead and pull this thing up like bada boom, bada bam. So let me just give y'all a quick prelude to the discussion, and let me pull this other banner here. I appreciate y'all stopping by. This one will be fruitful. Now, just in case y'all didn't know, there has been some Mexican Latina Houston PD department who's went on this unhinged, grotesque, anti-black rant, dropping all sorts of N-bombs left and right. So I hope that 2026 and beyond, people kill the POC talk, kill the black and brown talk. Because matter of fact, before I get into the video, see, people love to use goofy terms like people love color. Okay, if you want to try to pretend that we're united by some mythical skin pigment, we have to start figuring out what color people actually are. See, when I say that I'm a foundational Black American freedman, no one is saying that my skin tone is actually black. What we're saying is that that is our cultural heritage and ethnic identifier. Just like when they were calling Asian, specifically Chinese people, yellow. Show me the one Chinese person you've seen with yellow skin. Many white people who are claiming to be white actually don't have white skin. So when people use these terms as ethnic identifiers, people don't mean it in the literal sense. So when we're talking about the whole black and brown coalition, we identify as black, but we're truly the brown ones. What brown people are we really talking about? Vivek Ramaswamy is brown. Are we talking about him? Many of the so-called Latinos that we refer to as brown are not even brown. Do you think I'm doing too much with that statement? Well, let's just see before we get into this stuff. You know, and this speaks to a broader point. Bam. All of these women on the screen are Latina. Where's the brown? Don't worry. I'll wait for someone to explain this to me. Cameron Diaz, Latina with a Cubano father. Where is the brown on Cameron Diaz? Jennifer Lopez, like Jamie Foxx said, hey, before she was J-Lo and Living Color, she was hey-ho, hey-ho. Where's the brown? This other chick next to her. Latina power is what she's rocking. She looks like the average Latina on Telemundo and Univision. So where is the brown that we're talking about? We need a black and brown coalition. Okay, cool. I'm brown, but where are the other brown people you're talking about? These are the brown people they're talking about. Oh, and in the terms of POC, you want to see some other POCs? Bam. The Korean group BTS, they're Asians, and since Asians are not white, Asians are POCs. Okay, fine. What color are they? Donald Trump on any given day is darker than all of these people, but Donald Trump is considered a white, orange dude, and these dudes are considered people of color, but nobody can tell you what color they are. They're not yellow. They're not brown, and they're definitely not black. So what color are they? They have the same skin pigment as most white people in America. But hey, you can't call them that. You have to call them people of color. But guess what else is a color? Last time I checked, white is a color. They say, why do you identify as a color? Black is just a color in a crayon box. Guess what other color is in that crayon box? Brown, pink, white, yellow, purple, orange. Shall I commence? But yeah, look at these POCs, right? What color are they? Could anyone answer that for me? All right, now let's get into the video.
Hello there, Mia Gratney here with a look at what's making headlines in Houston, starting with a Houston police officer under investigation after a video circulating online appears to show her going on a racist rant while off duty. Police department confirmed Officer Ashley.
So, of course, I'm going to have to pause, rewind, fast forward to make the video transformative so I don't get a copyright infringement strike. So look at what she just said. So I'm going to play a different breakdown of this video, but the video clearly shows her going at black people, calling us niggers, etc. Right? And here you have this black lady or this melanated lady, whatever she is, but you know, she's giving me suspected bed wench vibes. I'm just saying maybe she's a beautiful sister married to a beautiful melanated person, but I'm just saying this type of talk. But then again, she's only on here to be the black mascot. But anyways, this woman goes on a clear and blatant anti-black rant, and this chick is saying that it appears. No, it wasn't that she appears. It was actuality. So with the whole appears, they're trying to leave some room for speculation, but there's no room for speculation where you're saying that you hate niggers, right? Oh, it appears that she may dislike black people. It appears that she may dislike black people, or did she make it abundantly clear? Let's go.
Investigation after a video circulating online appears to show her going on a racist rant while off duty.
Appears to show her go on a racist rant. Did it appear to show, or did it actually show?
In Houston, starting with a Houston police officer under investigation after a video circulating online appears to show her going on a racist rant while off duty. Police department confirmed Officer Ashley Gonzalez has been relieved of duty. A warning, the video is disturbing and we are only sharing a small portion of it. Here's Megan Reyna with the rest of the story.
The amount of times that I will always and forever say that I hate.
This is video of what police say appears to be their officer, Ashley Gonzalez, going on a racist rant. The Instagram post was clipped and shared by community activist Dr.
And again, what color is she? She's a brown Latina. Is she? No, she's a W Latina. There's no race called Latina. There's no race called Hispanic. So what race is she?
Candace Matthews Monday night. The officer is heard saying a racial slur at least 25 times. Since the post has gone viral, Gonzalez has been relieved of duty.
And this is why I got that merch dropping. All slurs matter, but for some reason, people are only obsessed with one slur. That's the N word, right? So they go on all these rants, and even when they have disdain for other groups, they won't call them a slur. But when they have disdain for some black people, they call us all niggers, right? But they don't want you to, don't call me a wetback, you're being racist. Don't call me a spick or a beaner. It's like, we didn't even come up with those terms, right? We don't even go around using those terms like that, right? But all they say is nigga, 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 more than any nigga that you know. And then you try to convince yourself that, hey, they're just like us. They grew up around us. No, actually, they didn't. You were right there in the same neighborhood, segregated. That's not really growing up around you. You populated the same areas. Growing up around you would be doing things together. The only things y'all did together was listen to rap music and say nigga. Okay. When you tried to go down to the construction job, there was no niggas there vouching for you. There's no niggas vouching for you to have a black and brown landscape company. So then again, like, where's the whole coalition? And then this lady talked about she hates blacks so much. Like, you're not even around blacks. The blacks that you're around are far and few between. So where's all this hatred coming from? And then if you hate blacks so much, why did you become a cop? Oh, let me guess. So you can go after the niggas. Guess where the most violent countries are? 7 out of 10 of the top violent countries in the world, Craig, are in Latin America. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. And actually, I may just pull it up for you. 7 out of 10 of the most violent, barbaric countries in terms of human rights, in terms of just civic violence, are in Latin America, which means they're Latino countries. Should I generalize all Latinos for their culture of violence? No, that would be foolish to do, but no, they want to look at George Floyd. They want to look at one person that they disliked with and say, this paints all black people, right? And this is going to lead into my other topic, right? So if we have to be responsible for the actions of the individual, then you guys got to be responsible for the cartel. The cartel is way more organized than any Crip gang, you know. The Colombian cartel is way more organized than any blood gang, you know. Do you know, have you ever heard of something called a blood necktie? No, you haven't. But you've heard of a Colombian necktie where they slit a throat and pull your tongue through. And then they want to preach to you about violence. Some crusty, musty, dusty nigga in Chicago or Oakland does a drive-by. How the fuck am I supposed to answer for this nigga I don't even know? Right? The black community has an accountability problem. Okay, well, what Latinos are holding this chick accountable? All I see is more black people holding this people accountable. See, if we do something wrong, we're supposed to get on the platform and shout it to the world that, hey, I'm condemning the black community. Fine. We'll continue to do that because there's a bunch of Sambo tether channels that do that. Find me one video and I'll pull it up right now. Find me one video of any Latino calling her out. All you niggas that love to swim in spicy Latina cooch, right? Oh, mi amor, I love the box. Okay, cool. You love the ooey gooey slippery torta. I get it, right? But when she's over there calling your people niggers, you gonna let it slide just because you want some tacos? Nigga, how pathetic could you be?
Also from Houston, Ashley Gonzalez.
Sources with Houston police tell us Rant. The Instagram post was clipped and shared by community activist Dr. Candace Matthews Monday night. The officer is heard saying a racial slur at least 25 times. Since the post has gone viral, Gonzalez has been relieved of duty.
Also from Houston, Ashley Gonzalez.
Sources with Houston police tell us Gonzalez graduated from the academy in January of 2024, and in the social media video references being in the Marines.
I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps.
The president of the Houston chapter of the NAACP, Bishop James Dixon.
So she says she felt like she was back in the Marine Corps. So mind you, she's calling black people niggers, saying that she hates them. She's harassing them and said, well, I felt like I was in The Marine Corps. So what are you talking about, the Marine Corps? Are you saying that the Marine Corps has a systemic problem with anti-blackness? Of course it does, just like all of these institutions. This is why people say that there's something called structural racism. Just because there's no signs that says no niggers allowed, then people think, oh, you know, everything is fine. Just because you can get some head from Becky or Maria, you think that everything is fine. And while you getting head from Maria, right, her hermano is saying, why are you dealing with pinche mayate? But just because the head is so good, right, and you want to get your willy wet, you're willing to overlook the disrespect. How fragile and pathetic could you be? And we've been joined by some more illustrious guests. We got Mr. 350, the big block boat rider, Big Rig Slaps. We got the New Orleans fam, 504 boy, Wode, Braxton in building. Let's get back into this. This W Torta. And chick, you know, you over here talking about you hate black people. It seems like you don't hate eating out. She don't hate Taco Tuesday. She don't hate eating those tortas because, baby girl, you know, need to lose some of them pounds. Look at this chick. Hold on. Torta, gorda, gordita. This little gorda Latina is over there hating on black people. It's like, girl, you need to get in the gym.
Gonzalez going on a racist rant. The Instagram post was clipped and shared by community activist Dr. Candace Matthews Monday night. The officer is heard saying a racial slur at least 25 times. Since the post has gone viral, Gonzalez has been relieved of duty.
Also from Houston, Ashley Gonzalez.
Hey, shout out to Braxton. I'm gonna have to use that. Yeah, this definitely is a tainted taco. But you know what? Forget her, because there's a lot of tainted tacos out there. This is really for you niggas out there, because you niggas be sniffing and licking around those tainted tacos, and you be letting these little goofy fat torta chicks like this call you nigga. It's like, bruh, how much of a simp do you have to be to let these people not just disrespect you, disrespect your entire lineage just for some cooch? They say good cooch comes a dime a dozen, but you're willing to sell out for some fat, sloppy, tainted taco torta? Okay.
Gonzalez.
Sources with Houston police tell us Gonzalez graduated from the academy in January of 2024. And in the social media video, references being in the Marines.
I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps.
The president of
And we've been joined by an idiot. And Big Rig, this is why I like to leave it on, because I like randos to come in. So this people says BP are disgusting. So he says black people are disgusting. And didn't I always tell you, these people never have a profile picture of their face. It's always some sort of inanimate, obscure object. So I understand that you are a frail yaggot with an F in front, but come on, bro, you're not intellectually formidable enough to challenge me. Look at the name, living life one hoe at a time. You have no hoes and you have no life, and that's why I'm about to get you up out of here. So I bid you a good night. Bada bam. Since he hates black people so much, I usually just put people on a timeout, but since dude said he hates black people, look, you know, I'm a man of the people. So I got you up out of here. Since you hate nigger so much, then this nigga got you up out of here. Let's commence.
the Houston chapter of the NAACP, Bishop James Dixon, says he was shocked when he saw the video.
That's a sick mindset, and it's violence waiting to happen.
According to the Houston Police Department's general order, officers must comply with the code of ethics that mentions acting without prejudices. And they have a social media policy.
Yeah, and for all the low IQ losers and lunatics that you want to try to come over here, just in case y'all didn't know who was running this thing.
Okay, see, now you found yourself a nigga. You were looking for a nigga? Nigga here now, see?
Okay. Today's forecast, dark and cloudy, and chance of drive-by.
This shit just got rigged. Well, what you gonna do, bitch?
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do.
You ever heard of rolling 20s, nigga?
Mm-hmm.
Since I was 16, nigga.
Okay.
See, what he thought was he could come up in here and make the rules, but now he see that I run this bitch, and now he about to bounce.
You know who run this. So you had to bounce. You had to bounce like a jump house. You're out of here, buddy. You wasn't providing anything of value. And like I said, intellectually, you're not formidable enough to challenge me.
That prohibits them from posting anything that would harm the reputation of the department or
Violence waiting to happen.
According to the Houston Police Department's general order, officers must comply with the code of ethics that mentions acting without prejudices. And they have a social media policy that prohibits them from posting anything that would harm the reputation of the department or city.
Let's start a dialogue and let's re-engage officers as to how we see people in this very diverse community that we live in.
The HPOU president, Douglas Griffith, said in his statement, quote, "In no way does the HPOU or its leadership condone or tolerate racist behavior from any of our officers," end quote. District 8 Councilwoman Amy Peck, who oversees the Public Safety Committee, says she understands the concerns over how this officer may have acted while off duty.
We have many safety measures in place to make sure that if something like this happens, that they will be held accountable and we can go back and look at all of these cases.
And that was Megan Reyna reporting for us. Now,
so that was the story. And what you will notice that these news outlets, whenever it's something pertaining to anti-blackness, what they do is they do like a 2-minute segment and then they move on to the next story. But when it's anti-Semitism, you're just socially engineered and inundated to think that, oh my God, anti-Semitism is this unique and special form of hate and we have to protect the chosen people. But hey, just like they said, all lives matter. Well, all hate matters. Why should we put a premium on hating the J people? Many of those people don't even hate J people. They are against Zionists and Israel. So when they talk about hate crimes, guess who's the leading victim of hate crimes? That would be, you guessed it, foundational Black Americans. But when there's time to dole out resources and allocate some sort of compensation or, restoration for hate, it only falls on the Jewish people. Jewish people said they were victims because some people said free Palestine, because someone said globalize the Intifada, because someone said from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. And guess what? Trump came in and said, these Jewish people are victims. And he gave them millions and millions of dollars because their feelings were hurt. Then you got the resident J person, Ben Shapiro or Ben Snake Piro, who's saying that, hey, essentially like Jews are under attack. By who? Then when they said Jews will not replace us, Jews will not replace us, when they were marching in the streets with tiki torches, what race were those people? So it's a bunch of white MAGA morons and maniacs who's out there protesting in the street against Jews. And then they're still blaming Black people. Kyrie Irving said this. Kanye West said this. But they're overlooking Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, and all of these other resident W anti-Semitic bigots. It's just pathetic. But let me pull up one more video on this story, and this is going to be reacting to the same story from the sister, Love Jones. So let me just, hold on. There's an ad, so I'm going to just let this play out. And then we're going to get into this thing. Bam. Hold up.
So, like, comment, listen.
I was like, what the fuck are you gonna possibly say? Like, are you gonna call 911 because I called you or no, right?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I don't know. This shit didn't record, but it was like, I'm kind of glad it didn't record because it was like me expressing how much I fucking hated people after this. Like, dog, like, let me get a Black person on a 911 call tomorrow, especially. You're going to fucking jail. I don't give a fuck.
So remember, she's a cop. She said, let me get a Black person, or what she really said is, let me get a nigger on call. Man, I swear to God, bro, they're going to jail. Okay, so all of her cases, and where is the Congressional Black Caucus, right? Where are all of these POCs and all of these minority coalitions to come at her? There should be a lawsuit, and all of those cases that she filed against Black people should be investigated and really thrown out because they come poison fruit from the poisonous tree. Again, what color is this chick? Clearly, she's not brown, but you've been convinced to chase after this mythical black and brown coalition of people who aren't even brown. But then again, the reason why her family had to immigrate here, the reason why she didn't stay and fight to build up her homeland, the reason why she fled her homeland is because people that look like her destroyed, colonized, conquered, slapped their people around. But instead of having smoke for them, she comes and blames Black people. Most of the neighborhoods typically cops patrol are disenfranchised, poor neighborhoods. If I go to some poor barrio in Mexico and say, hey, look, man, all of those, it was some poor chicks out there hoeing. It was some poor kids out there gang banging. Should I say that this is the representation of Latinos across the world? The Mexican cartel is extremely violent. How many times do you hear Mexicans say, I was seeking asylum. I was fleeing gang violence. You were fleeing gang violence from your own people who looked like you. So why are you blaming people who don't look like you? So she's going around saying she hates niggers, but most crime is intraracial. Most Latinos commit crime against other Latinos because that's who they're around. But she's not saying that she hates Latinos. She's not saying that she hates the cartel. She's not saying that she hates MS-13. She's not saying that she hates 18th Street and La M.A. She doesn't hate the Mexican mafia, but she hates some random Black people that she calls niggers. There's gang members in her community that are assaulting people that look like her, but she has no slurs for them. She has no epithets for them. She only has epithets for niggers while trying to cosplay and use our lingo and slang. But then again, tell me, what color is she? The shirt that she has on is brown. The sister that's reacting to this content is brown. What color is she? Mind you, she has a filter on that's giving her even a darker pigment. But let me pull this up again too, because how many times do I have to say it until I'm blue in the face? There is no race called Latino. There is no race called Hispanic. All of these people on the screen are Latina. But since it's not a race, what race are they? Cameron Diaz, she's as Latina as it gets. What race is Cameron Diaz? Let's get back into it.
You're getting treated like a bunch of shit because the amount of times that I will always and forever say that I fucking hate. Oh my God, I fucking hate chimps.
So she says she fucking hates niggers and she fucking hates chimps. So not only did she call us niggers, she called us monkeys. But she has no slurs for the Mexican cartel members who are chopping off heads, right? She has no epithets or insults for them, right? If you hate niggers so much, then go back to your homeland. You're in America. You're an immigrant. This isn't your homeland. Cállate, pinche puta, and get the hell up out of here, right?
I don't give a fuck. You're getting treated like a bunch of shit because the amount of times that I will always and forever say that I fucking hate. Oh my God, I fucking hate chimps. I don't fucking. Oh, we were slaves this entire. I don't give a. For reason you guys were fucking slaves. I don't know anything better than a fucking steal. Oh my fucking God. I was literally eating fucking.
So then again, she brings up slavery. What the hell does that have to do with anything? But mind you, they say that, oh, we helped free the slaves. No, you didn't. And the person in Mexico, because Mexico was a slave colony, which is why many of them actually do have some sort of melanated Negroid or African ancestry, but they deny that. I know black, papi, right? Blancamiento mejoró la raza. brighten, lighten, and whiten the race. That's what it means. So she's over here, oh, I fucking hate you. You guys bring up slavery. Like literally, if you sit around, on average, if you sit around a bunch of black people, I believe they don't bring up slavery enough. We react to people bringing up slavery. Right now, she's sitting in a car. There's no black people around, and she brings up slavery. And then she's trying to frame it as we bring up slavery too much. There's no gun to her head forcing her to talk about slavery. There's no black people around. But then she brings up fucking niggers and slavery, right? And guess what? Since Mexico was a slave colony, guess who helps us, the slaves? It was Guerrero, an Afro-Mexican, i.e. a black Mexican, because they do exist. But the anti-blackness is so vile and grotesque in Mexico that they didn't even count them as U.S. citizens until 2015. Mexico origins start in the 1500s. They start in the 1500s, and they didn't even, and mind you, it was a slave colony, so there were plenty of melanated people over there. They didn't even start counting them until 2015. But will she ever speak on that? Show me the Latino channels outside of Ricardo Ignacio. He's probably the only dude that speaks out against the anti-blackness in his community, and he's received death threats from his community for exposing the truth. So all these people that talk about we got an accountability issue, find me the Latino community that's taking accountability for these disgusting acts. This isn't a one-off. This is a cultural norm in their community. If y'all can point me to a channel that calls this stuff out, I'll pull it up right now in real time. But I have a feeling that I'll be waiting an awfully long time. We're told to hold ourselves accountable. Okay, fine. Point me to the Latino content creator holding this type of behavior accountable. Don't worry. I'll wait. Let me guess. They didn't know. They didn't hear about it. How could I hear about this? And this isn't my community, but you're in the Mexican or Latino community and you don't know about this. It's funny that they always know about something that allegedly happens to them. But when their community is being vitriolic, anti-black, and just really being very barbaric towards the community, suddenly they never hear about that. You know how the Mexican cartel treats Mexicans. So I don't get why they're pretending as they don't know how rampant the anti-blackness is. Are they pretending they don't know, or are they just being cowardly and not speaking up?
Fucking, oh, we were slaves, this and that. I don't give a like for reason you guys were fucking slaves. I don't know anything better than a fucking steal. Like, oh my fucking God. Like, I was literally eating.
So she said, we don't know anything better than to fucking steal. Do you hear her voice? She still has a thick accent, right? You guys were slaves. You don't know anything to do but to fucking steal, man. It's like, come on, chick. Like, you sound like you freshly just hopped over the border. And these are the same people that say no one's illegal on stolen land. Ain't that what y'all like to say? So clearly you have no issues with people stealing. If this land was stolen, why the fuck would you come here? Imagine, shout out to New Jersey Drive, I'm in a hot whip and I stole it. Would you want to hop in? Oh, let me guess, no passenger or no driver is illegal in a stolen car. That's how stupid you sound saying that. Here, you can drive this stolen car. No one's illegal in a stolen car. Huh? The shit doesn't even make any sense. Go to Mexico, because Mexico was allegedly stolen. Go to Mexico and wear a shirt and have some pom-poms that says no one is illegal on stolen land. See how far you get. And you're going to have guns pointed at you and you're going to get your ass thrown in jail. Nobody is going to be talking about humanity and rights and due process or none of that. Chicks like this little, torta thought that's talking, this tainted torta thought, right? Did she fight for anything in her homeland? Hell to the no.
Oh, we were slaves. Shit, because the amount of times that I will always and forever say that I fucking hate. Oh my God, I fucking hate chimps. Like, you, like, I don't fucking. Oh, we were slaves. This and that. I don't give a like for reason you guys were fucking slaves. I don't know anything better than a fucking steal. Like, oh my fucking God. Like, I was literally eating fucking food with my friend. He had his, oh my God, like, I don't know, por Dios, por gracias de fucking Dios, I had my fucking wallet next to me, like my whole purse, and those fucking literal fucking small ass cheat decided not to fucking steal my fucking.
And for you little goofy niggas out there that like chicks like these little spicy tainted taco chicks like this, right? For one, you need to lay off the tacos because, chick, you're looking a bit rotund, right? I mean, what is attractive about this chick? Not only is she bigoted, right? She's a bit rotund and she can't even articulate herself. Man, I was fucking eating fucking food, man, and then these fucking niggers, they just fucking steal and all they fucking do is talk about fucking slavery, man. And these fucking man and the fucking. Like, okay, what is attractive about this chick? Not only is she a bigoted bimbo, she's incompetent and an imbecile. But some of you niggas, like I said, you want to slide in a ooey gooey box and you'll be willing to take this disrespect.
Know anything better than to fucking steal? Like, oh my fucking God. Like, I was literally eating fucking food with my friend. He had his, oh my God, like, I don't know, por Dios, por gracias de fucking Dios, I had my fucking wallet next to me, like my whole purse, and those fucking literal fucking small ass cheat decided not to fucking steal my fucking wallet. Oh my
So
God.
they didn't steal your wallet and you going on like this.
Ass. But like, whatever, right? Some other but no.
This fucking torta.
And shout out to the lovely Love Jones. But hold on, we gonna get back into this video. But I mean, we gotta do this, right? Because they want to talk about who has a culture of violence and degeneracy. Bada bam. Where has this happened? What about Chicago? Okay, Mexico mayor's decapitated head found on his car 6 days after taking office. So in Mexico, this was in 2024. 2024 wasn't a long time ago. The mayor of Mexico, of a Mexican city, was elected into office 6 days after taking office. Guess what some violent Mexicans did? They tortured them and chopped off his head. Find me one story of this happening. They talk about the Crips is so bad. Find me one. It should be easy, right? Because we're so violent. Find me one story of a Crip gang member doing this. Find me one story of a Blood gang member doing this. This is just one story that happened in 2024. What do you think was happening in 2014? What do you think was happening in 1994? What do you think was happening in 2004? You won't find one instance of these so-called violent sub-Saharan savages decapitating a mayor. But you'll find plenty of stories like this in Mexico. But guess what? They're fleeing the border. This is what they're fleeing from. So they flee the border, come over here, and then try to say, you guys are lazy. No, you're lazy. Why didn't you stand up to these people? Why didn't you fight in your homeland? You love the flight of flag. It's just you don't want to fight. You want to fight to be able to fly your flag in America, but you won't fight to clean up the filth in your homeland. How pathetic and cowardly could you be? But hold on, like I said, hey, I'm on one. So y'all gonna learn today. And, the disrespect, those days is over. We're not just letting disrespect go unchecked or unchallenged. Bada bam. And don't worry, I'm going to make it bigger for y'all because this is all about that scholarship. This isn't to demonize, denigrate, or make anyone feel, ostracized. The most violent cities in the world, Craig, are primarily in Latin America. So that means that most of these Latino countries and cities are known for grotesque and heinous violence. But who do they come over here and blame? Tijuana, Mexico, number 1. Ciudad Obregón, Mexico, number 2. Caracas, Venezuela, number 3. Zamora, Mexico, number 4. Shall I continue? South Africa, Papua New Guinea, South Africa, Brazil. It's a lot of Latin American countries in there that are known for despicable violence. But hey, who are they always say is violent? What about the Crips? What about the Bloods? No, what about the people in Tijuana? What about the people in Ciudad? What about them? There's nobody in Oakland chopping off the heads of mayors. That is happening in Mexico, though. But, you know, like I said, this isn't to denigrate. This is to highlight the hypocrisy, right? Let's get back into it.
A torta, if I ever seen one, got the nerve to get up here and work for the police department, going on a rant like this about black people. And y'all swore up and down we had a black and brown coalition. And I can't even stand that black and brown. Bitch, I'm brown, okay? Black, of course, is a cultural, I get it, ethnically black American, I get it. But brown, where? That's a pale-faced monster, okay? And a lot of them mark white when they doing the applications and they filling out for benefits and stuff like that. But to be in Houston.
And I'm speaking to the FBA family now. You guys have got to get off of this whole POC, black and brown coalition. It's a coalition that never existed. It never was. Now, I'm a humanitarian, so I don't mind working with anyone of any racial background, ethnicity, culture, or whatever. Like, we can all, it's enough for us to all eat and to all get along and thrive. But we have to do this from an honest position. We can't pretend as if you guys are not behind our back calling us pinche mayate. We can't pretend as if behind our back you're saying, hey, don't marry a black woman or don't marry a black man. Like, all this stuff has to be put on the table, right? How could we truly unite and grow if you're still on this vile anti-black stuff? And then you're lying because when I call you out for the disgusting stuff that your community perpetuates and promulgates, man, get over it. Stop being a victim and all this other stuff, right? Well, when y'all trying to tell black people to go out there and protest for ICE, stop being a victim and hold your own nuts, right? That's the same energy and the same logic that you have. But they want to frame it as if we're attacking immigrants and being xenophobic for not standing up for people who hate us. And I'm going to pull it up too. There was a study done decades ago from Duke. Duke is a very prestigious university. And it's not just Duke. There's been other people that have done studies. But it said that the majority, and y'all know what the majority means, of immigrants who come over here, especially Latinos, have a anti-black disposition, right? Don't take my word for it. This is a study done by Duke. But even if you don't believe the study and think the study was propaganda, all you have to do is look at it in practice. Many of these groups come over here and their claim to fame or their way to get closer to the W proximity is to show how anti-black they are. So when people get confused, this is why I have to keep pulling this up, right? People get confused on the term Latina and Hispanic. There's a book called Making Hispanics, which this is a relatively new term. Cameron Diaz is as Hispanic as it gets. But remember, there's no race called Hispanic. So when it comes time to check a box, you know what box she's going to check. The one that has a W next to it. And there's black Latinos, i.e., or let's just say there's melanated Latinos who will be considered Afro-Latino, who in their homeland are called negrito, not necessarily in an endearing way. So they know that there's a distinction between melanated and non-melanated Latinos. Latin America makes this distinction and delineates. But we're supposed to pretend that we're all POCs. We're all minorities. You're a minority, just like J-Lo is. You're a person of color, just like they are. Huh? What do I have in common with this moist boy band? Salute to them because they're extremely popular, but they're moist and effeminate. Nothing against them, right? I'm sure they're talented, but we're supposed to pretend as if we have some solidarity or some connection because you use a term like people of color and you can't even define what color these people are. See, I am a foundational Black American freedman, but my skin pigment is brown. That's easy to say. If you ask them what color are they going, what color are they going to say? Are they going to say that they're yellow? You know they're not. Are they going to say that they're brown? You know they're not. They definitely ain't going to say they're black. They can't say that they're red. So what color are they? If we're going to call them people of color, don't we think that it's imperative for we to know what color people are? Let's get back into it.
Working for the HPD, talking so disgusting and nasty about Black people. This is just racism. She's racist and she's anti-Black. And a lot, not all, of Latinos really do not like Black people. As much as they say the N-word.
And like she said, they definitely don't like Black people as much as they say the N-word, right? And I'm gonna do a stream where I just break down all of the talking points. Well, I only say nigga because I grew up around Blacks and all this stuff. And, you know, I got all sorts of retorts to just debunk all that stuff. Most of these cats grew up in a family of women, and most of those women call each other bitch. Yes, queen, bitch. But you don't go around calling women bitches. You grew up around women that are calling other women bitches, but you don't go around generalizing women as bitches because you have some sort of respect and decorum and you know when to censor yourself. Think of it like this, right? Most of y'all was cussing when you was a tiny tot, right? When you was knee high to a tadpole. You know you had no business cussing, but you was cussing, fuck, shit, anything. You was saying any cuss word that you can. But when you were around parents, you had certain levels of decorum and respect because you knew what would happen if your parents, and especially your grandma, if you knew her, heard you cussing. So you self-censored. You go to school, okay, no teachers around. I'm going to say all sorts of vile cuss words, but, oh, there's teachers. I'm going to have enough respect for them. I know people like to go in the shower and say nigga, nigga, nigga to the high heavens. That's fine. But when you're around a bunch of Black people and you know that the majority of them don't accept or respect that, at least have some respect and try to censor yourself. If not, then you gotta, you know, you have to deal with whatever disrespect comes your way. Some people will disrespect you violently. Some will do it verbally, and some will do it economically, spiritually, different types of ways. But all you got to do is just have some respect and decency. But since you don't want to do that, this is why, shout out to John, is why I say all slurs matter. Since you can't stop yourself from saying nigga, 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 continue saying that. And I'll continue saying bitch. I'll call your daughter a bitch and your mama a bitch, but I will mean it with the utmost respect. I'll call you a wetback and a spick in the utmost and respectful terms. And you continue to say nigga. Matter of fact, since all slurs matter, how about you say nigger? Add a very hard ER to the end. And I'll continue on with the slurs, right? You just had a new baby. Oh, wow. Congratulations on you. Different. Is it a new little bitch or is it a new little fool? Which one sounds more appropriate, right? Because all slurs and all epithets matter. But like Brandon Gasson said, Mexicans are white. Just like I said, there's no race called Latino. There's no race called Hispanic. And there's no race called Mexican. Mexicans fought to be legally classified as white. There were no gun to their head forcing them to do that. And matter of fact, I'll actually pull that up as well, because people try to separate and pretend as if Mexico is some sort of race. And I get the retort. Race is a social construct. Guess what else is a social construct? Nationality, ethnicity, and religion all fall under the umbrella of social construct. Let's get back into it.
And they say, well, I'm Black too. Or, oh, I grew up around Black people, so I could say it. No, they're spewing it like a racial slur.
And that's just the whole thing. I'm Black too. This is what like Fat Joe tries to say. Man, I'm in the Bronx and I grew up around Black. Fat Joe, you're a white dude, bruh. You know that you are. And since when does growing up around somebody, see, we grow up around, if they grew up around us, that means we grew up around them, but we don't want to adopt their slurs, right? They've taken our slurs, they've taken our culture, and because we are always innovating, there's a lot of stuff that we just gave them and let them have. People have been convinced that it was some Mexicans or Latinos that created lowriders. It wasn't. Even the whole term lowrider was invented and coined by a foundational Black American. But see, we start writing other different stuff. 50s, old school, box shifts, scrapers, and all that stuff. We transitioned to a new age of innovation. So we left a lot of that stuff behind. Now, I'm not saying that people didn't come later, add their own flair and innovation, but low riding culture started with foundational Black Americans, right? But because now you see a bunch of Mexicans low riding, you think that is theirs, you know what I mean? Or is their culture. Same thing, you go to California, which is why Afro Man said he moved out of California. Nothing but Mexicans, no Blacks around. They all saying nigga. I seen a Mexican say like, bro, what? We don't even say our own slurs no more. See, we used to say fool, F-O-O-L, and then they dropped it and say, what up, fool? So they dropped the L and just say fool. But that's supposed to be their thing. Fine. Y'all can keep that. But that really came from us. Dressing in Dickies and all this other type of stuff. Like, we didn't look and say, oh, look, the Mexicans wearing Dickies. We gonna wear Dickies. We wore it because it was a cool fit that we liked. And it was cheap. It was cheap to get some Cortezes, some Dickies, crease them, and have a white tee. Which is why when you watch movies like Menace to Society, Boys in the Hoods, and other movies, that's how the Blacks are dressed. It's not a bunch of Mexicans around in those movies. And even in one of those movies, they tried to drop them off in a Mexican hood thinking that they would be bruised and battered. So we've always been divided. We've always been separated. They've just tried to pretend as if we're together by using terms like Black and brown and POC. But these other groups, especially Mexicans and Latinos, the majority of them see themselves as white. They use the Latino Hispanic term as a buffer group to say, hey, look, we're the model minorities. Yeah, we're white, even though we're not fully accepted as white, but at least we're above the niggas. That's all these other groups care about. Asians, all these other groups, they don't want to challenge white mommy and daddy, but as long as they are above the so-called niggas, then they're content with that. And like my boy John talks about the piss theory, as long as they have someone to look down on, someone else to piss on, then they're like, hey, I'm okay. Even though the people that were crapping on them, pissing on them, slapping them around, they have no smoke for them. They have smoke for the people that they say are intellectually inferior and powerless. So if we're so dumb and powerless, how could we be to blame for all this stuff? Wouldn't it be the smart people that are in charge? You have no smoke for the people who are in charge. If you're running a football team, are you going to blame the dumb people in the stands? Or are you going to blame the quarterback? Or are you going to blame the general manager? So they're saying, hey, you guys are too dumb to be a quarterback. You guys are too dumb to be a general manager. So why the fuck are you blaming us? If we're just on the sideline or in the stands or the water boy or the towel boy, how the fuck could you blame us for the success of the team? We're not running the team. You are. But instead of looking in the mirror and taking some accountability, you got that finger pointed. But you know when that finger's pointed at me, it's 3 more pointed back at you. Let's get back into it.
Y'all heard her. She's saying it like a slur, just like a pale-faced person. Why do these people continuously get a pass to say the N-word when they literally are racist, just like a white person? That's a white woman with a taco. Shouts out to you, Monique. She said that in one of her goddamn stand-up comedy bits. A white lady with a taco. That's all that is. Like, and I hope she gets fired. I saw a news clipping, but I can't remember exactly what happened. They said it was an investigation. What type of investigation you need? Now you need to reopen any case or anything that she had any involvement with when it comes to Black people. Like, she is dangerous. She's a danger to society. That is a domestic terrorist.
And shout out to EXO. And that's an interesting picture that you got, EXO. But says she needs to be deported. I concur. ICE. When people say ICE out, no, ICE, get her out. And Jason says, is she married? I don't know, Jason, but she's fired now. So it sounds like you may be interested. This will probably be the time to shoot your shot. Since she got fired, she's probably looking for a simp to come save her. So Jason, you can put your cape on. She's a tainted torta chick, and she's in Houston. So fly her out, Jason. So then you won't have to have a cat as your profile pic. You can have her cootie cat, you know what I mean? You can have her horchata cat as your profile pic. And hey, John, I'm here to teach, but I'm also here to learn. And Jay said they need to go back. Yes, they do. Like yesterday. Let's finish this video up a little bit. I'm gonna play a little bit more and then I'm gonna transition.
That lady needs to be deporte. I don't care what y'all say, deporte. Look at how she's talking. She literally was like, oh, I love when I get a call and I just be praying that it's a black person so I can arrest a nigger. And then she was like, oh, no homo, no homo.
So Brandon says Mexicans want reparations. So yeah, before they were saying, why y'all begging? The government ain't gonna give y'all nothing. And then it start picking up steam. And then now they're saying no one should get reparations until Mexicans get it first. But I thought y'all said reparations was dumb and people need to stop begging the government. Now they're turning around and saying, no, reparations is cool, just not for y'all niggas, but for us, because we're the true victim. We're the victims because we fled our country. You were fleeing gang violence from people that look like you, and now you want reparations? There was no gun to your head forcing them to come over here. The whole I'm seeking asylum, you're seeking asylum from who? From people that look like you that are decapitating mayors' heads, right? And then not only did they say they want reparations, they said that they're going to protest. Some in this community said they're going to protest against us getting reparations. Now you have Jewish people getting reparations because someone said free Palestine from the river to the sea. So we're supposed to get over being called nigger, but someone says free Palestine and suddenly Jewish people are victims. Make it make sense.
Of course, talking like black people, because that's what they do. They absorb our culture, but literally hate us, which is outrageous to me. Then she gave a story about a man with a black man that was next to her. Her purse was right there. And all black people do is steal, but he didn't even touch her purse. He didn't touch your purse. He didn't touch your wallet. So what was the point of even bringing up that story? She was thirsty for some type of confirmation bias and didn't get it, but still recounted it as if she just knew he was going to take it from her. But luckily he didn't. Like, what?
Yeah. So also let me play one more video too, just to, you know. So shout out to this brother. I don't know who made this skit, but I'm going to play a skit of how Hispanic, Latinos, Mexicans in Cali, Texas, New York, and seemingly all over the country. And this is just not Hispanics. I think this is how Asians and many people talk. They say that they have black fatigue, but then they start emulating us, right? It doesn't even make any sense. Imagine you say that you got Michael Jackson fatigue and then you put on a Thriller jacket and start moonwalking with a leather diamond glittery glove. I thought you had fatigue of Michael Jackson. No, I'm finna go watch the movie. Why would you watch that movie if you got fatigue? So you got so much fatigue of us, but you're constantly stealing our slang. You know what I mean? A bunch of these chicks be riding on soul poles saying that they got black fatigue. Many of these dudes saying they hate black dudes, but then, you know, if you was to look at they Pornhub search history, they always typing in BBC, looking at black.com. It's a bit disturbing, but let's see how Hispanics really talk. And y'all tell me, where is the Lizzie?
Nigga, stop fucking lying, nigga. I'm a real nigga. I would never lie, nigga. Nigga, you try to hit up being a real nigga, but nigga, stop lying, but nigga, now you double lying, but nigga, stop fucking lying, nigga. The fuck, nigga? Yo, you ready, nigga? Cause I'm ready, nigga. All right, come on, nigga, let's go, nigga. Let's go, nigga. All right, Ben, nigga. Come on, nigga. Yo, nigga, I got your water, nigga. Yo, appreciate you, my nigga. You's a real nigga. Oh, nigga, you know I got you, nigga. Oh, you know I got you too, nigga. I love you, nigga. I love you too, nigga. All right, nigga. Yo, real shit, my nigga. This is my nigga. So you got a problem with him, my nigga? Then you got a problem with me, my nigga. And if you got a problem with me, my nigga, then you got a problem with him, my nigga. So you don't want to have a problem with me, my nigga, because then you're going to have a problem with him, my nigga. And you don't want to have a problem with him, my nigga, because then you're going to have a problem with me, my nigga. You understand? Oh, we got a problem, my nigga. I just plan to get my nigga, but whatever you want to do, my nigga, we can do, my nigga. What's good, my nigga? Let's get that nigga. Come on, nigga. Yeah! Nigga, listen to this new song I made, nigga. Nigga, let me hear it, nigga. I got you, nigga. Hold on, nigga. Nigga. Come on, fool. My nigga. You might win a Grammy with that one, nigga. I better win a Grammy, my nigga. I put my heart and soul into that, nigga. What you mean, nigga? Come on, nigga. I'm trying to get Drake on it, nigga. Come on, nigga. Nigga, what's Wi-Fi? Yours, nigga. Nigga, I'll to the Wi-Fi that says, nigga, come on, nigga. What's the password, nigga? Nigga, if the Wi-Fi, nigga, off to the password be nigga too. Nigga, use your brain, nigga. Come on, nigga. Nigga, my bad, nigga. Oh, yeah, you not use your brain, nigga. Get out my face, nigga. Yo, my nigga, you got a charger, my nigga? Nigga, Apple charger and Android charger, my nigga. Nigga, why the fuck would I ask for an Android charger, my nigga? Who the fuck has an Android charger, my nigga? You don't make sense right now, my nigga. Nigga, my mom has the Android charger, my nigga. Okay, your mom don't make sense either, my nigga. What the fuck? Rules are rules, my nigga. I can't change it for your mom. My nigga, like, nigga, you don't make sense. Nigga, your mom don't make sense. What that nigga's not making sense? Come on, my nigga. Where the charger, my nigga? Nigga, over here, my nigga. Come on, show me the charger, my nigga. Yo, nigga, can I get a hamburger, nigga? You hungry, nigga? Nigga, I ain't got no money, nigga. Nigga, I asked you had money, nigga. I asked you was hungry, nigga. I'm gonna pay for it. Obviously, nigga, you hungry or not? Make up your mind, nigga. I get the same thing, nigga. All right. Yo, he want a hamburger too, my nigga. Thank you, my nigga. Appreciate you, nigga. No problem, nigga. You know I got you, nigga. For life, nigga. Come on, nigga. I love you, nigga.
And unfortunately, that's how many cats talk. But let me guess, it's the rap music that makes him do it, right? It's funny though, because if I make a hit song right now called Reparations, and the beat is banging, right? Is that gonna make you suddenly start supporting reparations because I said it in a rap song and I spit it so clear? Like, I ain't support reparations, but then bro put it in a song and that song was dope, and now I support reparations. People be like, no, I didn't support it then and I don't support it after this song, right? But then these people are trying to convince you that, hey, they weren't saying the N-word and then it was a rap song, and since the rapper said nigga, then that's why I'm saying nigga. I grew up around black people and I listen to rap, so I'm only saying nigga because of rap music. Okay, so if I start putting all sorts of slurs for various ethnic groups in a rap song, are you gonna start saying that? All slurs matter, right? So I'll keep putting wetback in songs. And I'll make sure that the beat is fire. But when I make a song called Wetback, are you going to start regularly using the slur? Because remember, all slurs matter. And you love to repeat slurs that you heard in a rap song. Cool. My next rap song is going to be called Wetback Nigga. Not just Wetback, Wetback Nigga. WBN. Are you going to start calling people wetback niggas because I put it in a rap song? Hey, I'm gonna try to get a big feature too. Who y'all think I should get on there, right? What Mexican rapper could I get on, right? Capone, the Mexican OT. Do anybody got a line so I can get some of those wetback niggas on my thing? Since all slurs matter, right? Everybody should say nigga and nigger, and we should be calling everyone slurs of their respective ethnic groups, right? Because it's just a word. Ain't that what y'all like to say? So I'm going to go ahead and transition into this next story. And this one is going to be about the accountability of the individual, right? Am I supposed to hold myself accountable for the actions of somebody that I didn't even know? All right. Well, look, I'm already an hour in. Hopefully y'all been enjoying the stream. Give me 30 seconds and that intermission, hopefully y'all like the stream.
Hey, we all like B-Eazy. Nah, matter of fact, we love B-Eazy. Believe me, he really that dude. So B-Eazy, tell me how it feel. Ooh, tell me how it feel to be real, to be really that dude. B-Eazy that dude.
Okay, and we are back at it. So just in case y'all didn't know, there have been multiple instances where there have been some deranged people who have unalived people. There was a recent one where some devilish, deranged moron and idiot, he went and unalived 7 children, including another random child. He was also shot down. This was in Louisiana, right? There was another dude, Justin Fairfax. He unalived himself and his wife. Now, these were individual actions, but because they happen to have a similar skin pigment and sometimes the same lineage, people want to pretend as if I have to answer for it, right? And this is where they talk about accountability and all this stuff. How could I hold someone accountable that I didn't know and have never met, and someone doing something that I don't condone? So people love to say, what about Chicago, right? And what about Oakland? If some crusty, musty, dusty nigga in the hood does a drive-by, I'm in California. How the fuck am I gonna hold this musty nigga accountable? I can't. Oh, let me guess. I'm supposed to get on the podcast and say, we gotta do better. What about black on black crime and fatherless homes and all this other type of stuff? I have to repeat and regurgitate the same talking points that have been said for decades. And most times people are looking to assign blame and not provide any solutions. If there's an issue that you have, what are you doing to rectify it? Because you getting a megaphone and yelling and whining about it, all that is complaining. And many people, they will say that they're against complaining, but then they'll complain about other people's complaining. Just like some people saying black people talk about slavery too much, which is not the case. We don't talk about it enough. Like I said, we're always reacting to slavery, but people don't talk about that. People talk about the H cost too much, right? Never forget something that allegedly happened 10 to 12 years, but get over something that happened 400 plus years. Make it make sense, right? But then again, when these people were in that epi-pedo list, right? What white people stepped up and said, I'm going to take accountability for all of the white men, for all of the sick pedos that were on that list? I didn't see no hero of the white community stepping up to say, I'm going to take accountability for this, nor should they. Because if some random white dude from Appalachia or from Utah or something, why should a young white dude who's getting his life started, why should he have to answer for what the sick, pompous pedo Epstein and his cronies did? He shouldn't. However, if we're going to keep that same energy and push the actions of an individual onto an entire collective, then keeping that same energy and maintaining that same logic, well, then I do have to blame all white men for the sick stuff that they were doing, because it was majority white men in the epi-pedo list, and all of the women were majority white women. Because remember, Epstein didn't want any niggers around. He only wanted the Lily W's, right? So this is the community that should be holding them accountable. But is that truly what's happening? No, it's really mainly people like Trump and other W people who are trying to bury the Epstein pedo list. So is that accountability? But y'all let me know though, right? Should I or any of us be responsible for the actions of an individual? Because this is what people always do. Because George Floyd was allegedly high off fentanyl and had a counterfeit bill that somehow every black person has to answer for him. Okay, there's a bunch of druggies. Do you answer for all of the white wackos and weirdos that were getting high off opioids, oxys, roxys? No, you're like, hell no, that was just some junkie, right? That was just one junkie or a few junkie white dudes. They don't speak for me or their community. But somehow when someone does something violent and barbaric, the whole entire black community has to answer for it and we get blamed for it. But when Tyler Perry is a billionaire, do you blame the entire black men? Yeah, black men, y'all should get the credit and the accolades because Tyler Perry is a billionaire. They don't say that. But some nigga that you don't know does a crime, all black men have to answer for it. So we have to answer for all the violence and get blamed for that. However, we don't get blamed for all the successes. We're not blamed for creating Tyler Perry into a media mogul. We're not blamed for helping Michael Jordan become a billionaire, right? We don't get blamed for anything good. But for everything bad, it's your fault. It's your fault. It's the same thing that the so-called heritage Americans do. We built this. We conquered it, right? Fine. I can't hold you. You did conquer it. But what did you do when you conquered it, right? Oh, you were slaughtering people. You were RAPing people, right? You were poisoning people. You were slaughtering buffaloes, right? That's what you did when you conquered. Don't just say you conquered and then move on. No, I want to know in bloody and gory detail what you did to conquer. And then suddenly people want to get over it. You can't blame me. I never owned any slaves. Okay, yeah, you never owned any slaves. So why are you trying to take credit for what the slave owners supposedly orchestrated, right? Or organized? You never owned any slaves, just like you didn't build any architecture. But yeah, you have no issues taking credit for it, right? Italians weren't even considered white until they were. But you're still trying to take credit for the Roman Empire. You're still trying to take credit for the greatness of Greek, right? But then when people say, okay, well, take credit for you guys being a bunch of butt buddies back then, which is where the term doing Greek comes from. You don't want to take credit for that. You don't want to take credit for buck breaking, but you do want to take credit for conquering. Tell us what you did when you were conquering. Tell us the people that you castrated. Tell us all of the bodily heirlooms that you were passing on, whether it be chopping off mandingo penis, using people's teeth, like i.e. George Washington. Tell us about that in detail. This is the age of information, right? No need to feel guilty, but let's unpack some of this stuff, right? Y'all let me know. Should people be blamed for the actions of individuals? So here it goes. You are not responsible for the actions of strangers. No one, absolutely no one, should be expected to answer for crimes committed by people they've never met, don't represent, and have no connection to. So how many times if some nigga in Baltimore, St. Louis, Oakland, pick a place, if they do a crime, I don't know this nigga. They don't represent me or the collective of the community. I have no connection to them. You're trying to draw a connection by saying that we have the same skin pigment so that I have to answer for them. Right now, if the neighbor's kid is cutting up in the street and breaks a window, do you answer for your neighbor's kids? They're the same race as you. They live in the same neighborhood as you. They're on the same block as you. No, you like, man, that ain't my kid. I'm not answering for that kid. But somehow somebody else's kid in St. Louis does a crime and now all black men have to answer for it. Make it make sense. You can't, because it doesn't. So this expectation is irrational, unfair, and rooted in prejudice, not logic. When people try to hold an entire racial or ethnic group accountable for the actions of a few individuals, they're not making a statistical argument. They're expressing bias, it's collective blame, and it has a long and harmful history. The 1350 trope is not a neutral statistic. People who use that phrase aren't trying to understand crime or improve communities. They're using a decontextualized number as a weapon to imply that black people are inherently violent, which is false. Crime statistics reflect policing patterns, economic inequality, historical segregation, over-policing in certain neighborhoods, under-policing in others, and systemic barriers that shape opportunity. They do not reflect inherent traits of any racial group. If someone truly cared about reducing crime, they talk about educational access, job opportunities, community investment, mental health resources, fair policing, and housing stability. How often do you hear these people talk about this? All you hear them, what about black on black crime? Black people bad. Black people need to do this. Black, black, black. Bad, bad, bad. That's all you really hear. But where are the solutions? They don't have any, because if they provide a solution, they wouldn't have anything else to whine about. But they want to continuously whine. They want a group to step on, to piss on, and they've designated, this is the group that everybody hates. So, that will be the group that we step and piss on. And I do want to give a shout out to Last Call, Mr. Midnight Soul himself, chatting from an undisclosed location in Northern America. Salute to Last Call. Let's get back into it, though. Other groups aren't held to the same standard. When a white person commits a mass shooting, no one says white people are inherently violent. When an Asian person commits fraud, i.e., an illicit massage parlor, no one says they're degenerate or inherently criminal. When a Latino person commits a crime, i.e., the Mexican mafia, La M.A., MS-13, Tren de Aragua, no one says Latinos are inherently dangerous. The selective generalization is a form of racial bias, anti-Black racial bias. It's not about crime. It's about who society feels entitled to stereotype. See, we are supposed to face every sort of backlash and stereotypical trope. But if you call an immigrant who came here illegally, if you call them the legal term, which is an illegal alien, then suddenly you're, xenophobic, right? But with us, you can call us all sorts of names. You can call us niggers. You can say these stereotypes, but because society has deemed us as unworthy to defend, many people just get on board with it. Now, you or you don't owe anyone a defense of your humanity. You don't have to debate your existence. You don't have to justify your right to be seen as an individual. You don't have to carry the weight of stereotypes that were created long before you were born. And some of the stereotypes don't even make sense because, y'all love watermelon. Well, watermelon is delicious and it's one of the most healthiest fruits. And if you look at a 4th of July barbecue, it's going to be some watermelon there. And then also it's considered nature's Viagra. So if you need a little bit of extra, get that citrulline, to get the blood flowing, is mainly in the rind. You can use it for that. But because Black people at a time were growing watermelon and making money off of it and becoming entrepreneurs off of watermelon, they stigmatized it as watermelon is bad. And look at those big lip niggers eating watermelon. But people love watermelon and the health benefits are significant. Chicken, fried chicken. Who doesn't love fried chicken? They try to make it seem as if Black people only love fried chicken, but many of these Asian restaurants are selling and cooking more fried chicken than Black people, right? We taught the Koreans how to make fried chicken. If it was so bad, why would they want to learn how to make fried chicken? Fried chicken is delicious. Now, there's other ways that you can make delicious chicken, baked, grilled, etc. But we're specifically talking about the fried chicken trope, right? So we're supposed to be okay with a trope about fried chicken, and everyone loves fried chicken, people who love meat. But Jewish people are not okay with saying, hey, man, you guys are good with money. If you say they're good with money, that's a trope. Even though historically, we would acknowledge that they have been good with money. So it's the truth, but somehow that's anti-Semitic. If you say that they're highly interested in money, that's anti-Semitic. But aren't they highly interested in money? Money talks, money makes the world go round. So what is wrong about that, right? All of these things will be considered anti-Semitic, but making watermelon and fried chicken jokes, that that's not anti-Black. It's just par for the course. And get over it, nigger. Why are you being so sensitive? Fine, we'll get over the watermelon and chicken jokes, but then tell the Jewish people that they got to get over some of these memes that people are coming up. The little merchant with the nose and rubbing the hands together. Okay, fine. It's anti-Semitic, right? But all slurs matter. All epithets and stereotypes matter as well, right? Why should we let one racial slur, epithet, or stereotype reign supreme? Y'all are against DEI and affirmative action, so that means we have to disparage people equally, right? We've already been disparaged into the dirt, right? We're low IQ, we're dumb, we're unorganized, we have no power, we're poor, we grew up in fatherless homes. Fine. We'll hold all of those negative, disgusting insults, but every other group is going to have to hold the insults and epithets as well. Same energy, same logic. You're not responsible for educating people who don't want to learn. You're not responsible for disproving racist assumptions. You're not responsible for carrying the burden of someone else's worldview. So, yeah, stop trying to blame the Black community for the actions of the individual. However, if you do want to proceed and continuously do that, then I've been left with no choice but to respond in kind. And that means that the young white man who just graduated, yeah, you guys are to be blamed for the epi-pedo list, because it was a bunch of white dudes fondling and molesting white girls. So the young white men have to hold themselves accountable, right? No, you can't say that. That's anti-white. Okay, fine. Then that means that it's anti-black to try to force me to hold myself accountable for some nigga committing a crime in New York that I've never fucking met. Same energy, same logic. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up one more story, and then I'm going to get ready to shut her down. Unless any of y'all want to come and chime in. I haven't been able to interact fully with the chat. And like John says, it gets deeper. And John has a, up and coming podcast that he does over on his channel. So make sure that y'all like, share, and sub to John. John, you are in blue. So you can go ahead and drop your link. He does segments that are typically controversial and tries to delve into the nuances of topics and go to the limits that many people are unwilling or unable to go. So I don't know if you meant FBA, but it says FDAs can stop speaking on racial equality when Jews stop speaking on the Holocaust. And I agree with this, McDowell, right? You can't tell me to never forget the Holocaust, but at the same time, I'm supposed to forget the current present ethnocide that's going on right now. When they gentrify a neighborhood, they usually are doing it to a specific racial demographic, which is a soft form of ethnic cleansing. Definitely disenfranchisement, but it's a more sanitized version. So you see it, right? Racism kept of in popularity. I don't know what you're trying to say, Brandon Gasson, but salute to you. We got Ann with a shocked face. What you shocked at, Ann? Ann 411. Give me the 411 on what you shocked at. And we got none other than the corn husker queen herself, the hood table in building. Salute to you. So yeah. And shout out to Marzi. Appreciate you for sliding through. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna get ready to pull up this other video, and give me like 30 seconds.
B-Eazy Dat Dude, boy, stop playing. You know you dat dude and been dat dude. Back in the day, he was dat dude. Fast forward to today, he's still dat dude. Get with the program or move out the way. Ooh. B-Eazy Dat Dude, he back with another one, another one, another one, another one.
Okay, and shout out, because I might have to hold on.
Oh, damn! Dr. Brett, wait a minute. I know you. Wait a minute.
And that was for Ms. Marzi. Had to hit ya. The magnificent, the marvelous, the enchanting Marzi in the building. Shout out to McDowell. I've been saying this too. And is this the McDowell from Coming to America? Do you got, instead of McDonald's, do you have a chain of McDowell's restaurants? I had to ask. Shout out to McDowell. Why is it not white on white crime when Russia attacks Ukraine? Why is it not white on white crime when Israel attacks Palestinians? I've said this same thing. If you look at the blonde hair, blue eyed Russians, they're widely respected and considered white. Ukrainians, white, slaughtering each other to the tunes of hundreds of thousands. If you take Oakland, Chicago, St. Louis, Baltimore, and any other crime-ridden area, take those numbers of the murder rate for the past 10 years, combine them, and it will be a drop in the bucket compared to what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. So who's truly really more violent? They want to convince you that some musty nigga does a drive-by in Oakland and then gets locked up, that speaks for the entire black community. But somehow when there's a country that are dropping bombs on people, droning people, sniping people from thousands of yards away, that's not violent. It's just war. War is inherently violent. But why are they trying to take the violence out of it? They're doing the same thing right now. They slaughtered over 100 little girls in Iran and said, oopsie, my bad, right? And instead of calling it a act of barbarism and heinous violence, they're saying that it was a conflict. Hey, this is just what happens in conflicts. No, that's not just what happens. If 100 little American girls were slaughtered, would they accept a oopsie doo? Would they accept that? And then when someone says, hey, you slaughtered all of my little daughters, man, I hate America, death to America. See, they hate us. Of course. Why wouldn't they fucking hate us? You killed hundreds of their little daughters and their mommies and their religious leaders and shit. And I'm America first, but it's like, you gotta have some sort of moral consistency. What they're doing right now, meddling in other countries, bombing little girls, especially Israel, saying never forget a genocide while they presently preside over a genocide. How pathetic and hypocritical could you be? Palestinians right now are considered white in America. Israelis are considered white in America. No one is calling it white on white crime. Forget the white. Both of them are Middle Eastern, which is a made up term, just like sub-Saharan. Fine, let's go with it. Why aren't they calling it Middle Eastern on Middle Eastern crime? Fair questions to ask. And like she said, W on W crime is diabolical. It's a bit more than diabolical. It's insidious and sinister. Yeah, the fishermen in Venezuela, they are looking them with a drone and bomb them, but somehow they're saying, what about Chicago? Okay, what about Chicago? That nigga in Chicago got locked up. He was held accountable. Who was held accountable for the fishermen in Venezuela? Who was held accountable for those hundreds of little girls that were slaughtered? No one was held accountable. All they keep saying is, well, we don't want Iran to get nukes. So you slaughter a bunch of little girls. There's many kids getting amputated, bones and limbs amputated with no anesthesia, right? They're being called Amalek. They're being called less than human. But because this group is supposedly the chosen people, and there's supposed to be some alleged biblical scriptures that Israel was promised this land, you're supposed to just sit back and just let the slaughter commence. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why, like, my content is not considered advertiser friendly. Now, if I get on here and talk about and John says, appreciate the plug, no problem. And not only that, if y'all want to get y'all health right, go to exclusiveelusive.com. Not only is John a talented lyricist and artist, he is a man of the people. So he tries to provide better health options to the people so you have better health outcomes. So check out Exclusive Elusive. But yeah, many of our people have been convinced that we're just this violent cohort of people. And I say, fine, we are violent. But then again, we have to do a comparative analysis. No one has to take my word for it. Just do what I'm saying. Oakland, St. Louis, Baltimore, and any other violent cities that you can think of. Take the amount of murders that they've committed in the past 10 years, add them all up, and it will be a drop in the bucket to what Israel has done in Lebanon, to what Israel has done in Gaza. So who is truly more violent? I'm just saying. Now, this one is going to be rather disturbing. Because when we're talking about Big Brother, the hidden hand, they got you by the balls. You're all owned, right? You're all being spied on. And many people know this, but they're not doing anything about it. So I'm going to react to this video from Anonymous Official, and we're going to have Edward Snowden break silence. Edward Snowden, who had to flee the country because he tried to wake the people up that your government is spying on you. And they've been spying on you. And they have incidents like 9/11 where they say, oh, look, the big bad terrorists are going to get us. So now we have to spy on you. We have to spy on you to protect you from the terrorists. But do you feel protected or do you feel violated? Let's get into it.
How do you know when a phone is actually off? How do you know when it's actually not spying on you? There are potential ways that you can hack a phone where it appears to be off, but it's not actually off. It's just pretending to be off, whereas in fact, it's still listening in and doing all this stuff. Your phone is sitting there doing nothing, you think, but it's constantly shouting and saying, I'm here. Who is closest to me? The phone has the screen off. You don't know what it's connected to. You don't know how frequently it's doing it. And you don't even know it's happening because you can't see it. The device is talking all of the time. The question we have to ask is, who is it talking to? There is an industry that is built on.
Just like he said, your device is talking all the time, but who is it talking to? So you look and you say, man, your phone is off. The screen is black, but those apps are still running. In order to use any meaningful app that connects you to people, they say, do you allow access? Well, of course you got to allow access to the camera because you want to post those selfies, right? And you know, you love to take pictures of food when you're at the restaurant and you love to live your best life. So in order to take those selfies, you need to allow me access to your phone gallery and your camera, right? And it doesn't say allow me access one time. You have to consistently and constantly allow them access. Now you can say no, but as soon as you say no, then you're denied access on the app and you want to be living your best life and showing off to your friends on IG. So you're going to allow access. And once you do, and you say, hey, why are they looking at all my pictures? Why are they spying? You know, those little coochie pics that you like to send to your little boy toy. You know, a nigga took the right angle of his meat and took a pic and sent it. Yeah, they have access to that, right? Now, what they do with that access, that's a different story. Now, you say, hey, well, you know, they ain't gonna send my ding dong pics to anyone. Yeah, maybe they don't, but did you intend for them to see it? Well, according to them, yeah. Because it's in the terms of the service. Those terms of service are sometimes 3 pages to 300 pages long of fine print. Are you reading all of that? Or no, man, you just want to holler at an IG baddie. So you're just going to say, you know what? I allow access. And once you allow access, I mean, what could you really say? Once you say, hey, they were going through my gallery. Oh, you mean the gallery that you gave access to? Hey, they accessed my camera. Oh, you mean the camera that you gave access to? They got you by the balls.
Keeping this invisible. They can see everything about you. They can see everything about what your device is doing, and they can do whatever they want with your device. Wherever you go, your phone goes. It knows what you bought. It knows who you talk to. It knows what you're interested in. It's seen every photograph that you've had. The phone is really an extension of the self. It's a part of you. So my trust in technology is limited. You can't awaken someone who's pretending to be asleep. You got a smartphone, right? You might be listening to this. You got a phone somewhere in the room. The phone is turned off, or at least the screen is turned off. It's sitting there. And if somebody sends you a message.
So Elise Marzi, you have been paying attention. She said they are teaming up with Apple and Palantir. Correct. And all of these companies, they sell you out, whether it be Facebook. Facebook owns, you know, I don't like Facebook. I like Instagram. Well, yeah, Facebook owns Instagram. I don't like them. I like WhatsApp. Yeah, Facebook owns WhatsApp. You know what I mean? All of the companies do that. The companies that don't have your information, then they'll exchange information. Oh, you got millions of people's information? I got about millions of people. Let's just exchange the information, right? That's what both of these, well, all of these entities are doing with your information. But they're safeguarding their information. They're saying, don't dox me. You know, I'm Mark Zuckerberg or I'm Elon, right? Elon Musk gets mad if he gets doxed, but he doesn't mind doxing your information to everyone else, right? This is what you call techno-feudalism.
The screen blinks to life. How does that happen? How is it that if someone from any corner of the earth dials a number, your phone rings?
This person said the government is spying on Black Americans. Well, they spy on every American, but they specifically spy and target on us, which is why I don't really give a hoot about that Southern Poverty Law Center, because they were pretending as if they were going out after hate groups, but most of the groups they were going after were Black. They called any group, if they say any separatist group is a hate group. But then this is where the contradiction comes in. They have sayings like NIMBYs, not in my backyard. There goes the neighborhood, which means too many Blacks moved over here. So there goes the neighborhood, and my property values are going to go down, which is white flight. So then when Black people say, okay, fine, y'all don't want to be around us, then let's just separate. Let's just truly be separate and equal. Then they say that's reverse racism and segregation and separatism. And how could you do that? Dr. King fought to have a dream. And then they label the separatism as some sort of Black radicalist extreme. And then they talk about Black supremacy, which it doesn't even exist. You know what I mean? It's like, an Avenger saying that they have the same level of supremacy as Thanos. It's like either you're above Thanos or you're not. If Thanos is the supreme being and you're in an inferior position than Thanos, where is the supremacy, right? So in order to be a supremacist and a racist in this country, that's what I'm talking about, you have to have some sort of power and infrastructure to be able to enact said racism. And sometimes people conflate mean words and epithets with racial practices and structural racism, right? Because they'll be like, well, Black people say cracker, and a Black person saying that is supposed to be the same as a judge disproportionately over sentencing Black people, right? One has the power to enact their racist supreme ideology, and one is just exercising their freedom of speech to say bigoted things. It's not the same. It's almost as if the Free Palestine people, right? There's many of those Palestinian people that say disgusting things about Israeli people. Are they Palestinian supremacists? What power do they have? Yeah, they can say all sorts of Zio scum and they can call the Israelis names, but do they have the power to genocide the Israelis? Do they have an Iron Dome? Do they have an advanced technology apparatus? They don't. So where is the supremacy at?
It knows who you talk to. It knows what you're interested in. It's seen every photograph that you've had. The phone is really an extension of the self. It's a part of you. So my trust in technology is limited. You can't awaken someone who's pretending to.
And what he said is the phone is an extension of yourself. It's a part of you. And how many people are glued to their phone? Many people, when they wake up, before they even go brush their teeth, before they even go take a leak, they reach for that phone. Some people be laying in their bed with their wife. Their wife may have a big voluptuous booty and some huge tatas, but instead of reaching to grab those cheeks, you're reaching to grab a phone.
Be asleep. You got a smartphone, right? You might be listening to this. You got a phone somewhere in the room. The phone is turned off, or at least the screen is turned off. It's sitting there. And if somebody sends you a message, the screen blinks to life. How does that happen? How is it that if someone from any corner of the earth dials a number, your phone rings and nobody else's rings? Every smartphone is constantly connected to the nearest cellular tower. Every phone, even when the screen is off, you think it's doing nothing. You can't see it because radio frequency emissions are invisible. And so your phone is sitting there doing nothing, you think, but it's constantly shouting and saying, I'm here. Who is closest to me?
Today's sponsor, Cloaked, challenged us to put our phone number into their tool. The results were shocking. It knew identity theft insurance policy.
I wrote a paper on this specific problem. How do you know when a phone is actually off? How do you know when it's actually not spying on you? With a brilliant guy named Andrew Bunny Huang, called the introspection engine. But for average people, right, this is academic. That's not your primary threat. Your primary threats are these bulk collection programs. Your primary threat is the fact that your phone is constantly squawking to these cell phone towers that's doing all of these things, because we leave our phones in a state that is constantly on. You're constantly connected. But the whole idea is we need to identify the problem. And the central problem with smartphone use today is you have no idea what the hell it's doing at any given time. Like, the phone has the screen off. You don't know what it's connected to. You don't know how frequently it's doing it. And you don't even know it's happening because you can't see it, right? And this is the problem with the data collection use today, is there is an industry that is built on keeping this invisible. They can see everything about you. They can see everything about what your device is doing, and they can do whatever they want with your device. Once your phone is hacked, what is in their hands is not simply your device, it is your future. They're selling our future, they're selling our past, they are selling our history, our identity, and ultimately, they are stealing our power. The screen may be off as it's sitting on your desk, but the device is talking all of the time. The question we have to ask is, who is it talking to? Anything you can do on that device, the attacker, in this case the government, can do. I want you to think about the power of your phone. Think about all the different sensors that are on it. It has radios for cellular communication. It's got receivers for satellite communication, like GPS signals. It knows.
And shout out to M. Allen says, Snowden recommended that we cover our camera eye because if you are a target of someone with spy software, they can easily violate you. Remove the speaker from the phone and use an external speaker. Now, I know many people don't have the technological savvy to remove the speakers, but at the very least, at least they can cover the camera. And McDowell says, let's be real. Technology is designed to steal intellectual properties from individual creators, unidentified organized groups that are using the same systems. Correct. There was even on TikTok and Fortnite, right? There was a creator that was doing some dances, and then the Fortnite developers stole it, and they were like, oh, well, my bad. It was just a game. So people had to fight. So they'll give you access to all this technology, post and live your best life. Here, use these free Chat GPT models. And then you're enamored like, oh, wow, look at Chat GPT. The version of Chat GPT you got is like the kiddie version, right? Imagine a kiddie pool in an Olympic pool. Right? Would Michael Phelps swim in a kiddie pool? Hell to the no. But you may be cool in the kiddie pool. The big fish, they're in that Olympic pool, and that's the upgraded version of Chat GPT. Imagine all the things that you're fascinated with that it can do. That's barely scratching the surface. The things that they allowed you to have access to for free, what they have access to in private, it pales in comparison, right? So yeah, all of the things that you thought was, oh man, that's just a movie, right? Remember all of those things that we seen? Oh man, the flying cars and all of this other stuff, man, that's just a movie. These social IDs, man, that was just in a movie. Now all of those things that they put in a movie, they're putting in real life. They put them in movies to desensitize you and to give you plausible deniability. So you can say, oh man, that's just a movie. It's a conspiracy theory. And then by the time it happens, you realize that it was actual reality, not a conspiracy theory after all. It was a conspiracy, but no theory involved.
The location where you are at any given time, even if you turn location services off, as long as you connect to the phone network, wherever you go, your phone goes. It knows what you bought. It knows who you talk to. It knows what you're interested in. It's seen every photograph that you've had. These are intensely private, intensely personal things. And the thing is, our phones have become such a necessary part of our lives for everyone, not just communications. You want to get a job, you want to communicate with your family, again, you want to make a purchase. People increasingly use their phones to do that. So the phone is really an extension of the self. It's a part of you. And now there are private companies that have no business besides creating ways to hack into these phones. And then they sell these hacking methods to governments around the world, including some very bad governments that we would agree with having these capabilities. Before 2013, if you said there's a system that's watching everything you do, the government.
And Marza said they're using drones to give tickets in Indiana. What part of Indiana you in? Don't tell me you in Gary. Don't tell me you in Gary. And Marzi, are you a Hoosier or what? Let me know. But they did this in New York and Baltimore, right? When there was a festival, they start using the drones to monitor crowd control, and they pretend as if, hey, look, it's just a safety measure. We're making sure there's no safety issues going on. But what they're doing is testing what McDowell talks about. They're testing their facial recognition software. They're testing these drones, and they test them on civilians, and they usually do it in poor black neighborhoods because then people won't complain. So they'll say, here, unleash the robot dogs on those niggas, unleash the drones on those niggas. But then when it's time to move in on a white nationalist group or some idiots shouting Jews will not replace us with tiki torches, they'll use those same equipment and artillery they used on us. I mean, the whole people talking about ICE out, ICE out. Okay, ICE is law enforcement. Now, you're trying to look at them different as you see the LAPD or the NYPD. Doesn't matter how you see them. What matters is they are there to uphold the law. And we've already talked about the law enforcement has issues with barbarism. They have issues with brutality and violence. But you're saying, hey, no. If you didn't do the crime, you wouldn't do the time. Why didn't you just comply? And then when you say, hey, why didn't these immigrants just comply and come in through a legal port of entry? Then you get the no one's illegal on stolen land and all sorts of type of rhetoric. But we can't have these double standards. You do the crime. Why didn't you comply? That has to apply to everyone, including these rogue cops, including Palantir and all of these people who are doing all of this unauthorized spying on us. And in order to do this spying, guess how they do it? With all of these cell towers that the NIMBYs don't want. Go put those cell towers where the niggers are, right? You know what I mean? Even though they're poisoning these people, right? They'll say that they're pro-life, but then they'll be champion having these data centers and cell towers next to black people that poison them. How is that pro-life? My thing is, if you hate black people, just say that you hate black people and we don't care if they get poisoned. Don't try to pretend as if this is a white Christian nation and we're all God's creation and we love humanity so much, but you don't care if a certain demographic of Americans gets poisoned and their life expectancy goes down just so you can, create a meme on ChatGPT. You want memes so bad, then cool. We'll drop those data centers in your Lily W neighborhood. What's the issue? And if there is an issue with you, I take the same issue with my community. McDowell says facial recognition is being used on these apps to take your image and turn it into a cartoon or to de-age you, and is storing that data into a global system of facial recognition. Yes, they are doing that as well. And this is why they're able to do deep fakes as well, because if someone does a deep fake and let's say they have you molesting someone or they have you shooting someone, by the time you try to deny it, that video has already went viral. There's many people who are low IQ and incompetent. And not only that, the AI is just that impressive. There are some versions and iterations of AI that is so impressive that you got to watch 2, 3, 4 or 400 times for you to even figure out, like, damn, is this actually human? AI is artificial intelligence, is there to mimic, emulate, and copy human interaction and human intelligence. And it's the best cosplayer that the world has ever seen. And I asked where Brooklyn at, and Brooklyn has arrived. We got Cloudness 457 in the building. What's poppin', doggy? B1. FBA 1. They dropping one in Gary, though. Exactly. You see, not even shocked at all, right? They always do that. They look where there's a large concentration of blacks and say, hey, these niggers are poor. These niggas don't have no power. And America has collectively got on board that this is going to be the bottom rung of society. So then when they drop that over there, there's not a lot of pushback. And then when people do push back, it's like, oh, there go the blacks complaining again. And then it makes people discouraged to even speak up. So rather than fight, they just move to another neighborhood. And the ones that can't move, they just have to meet their fate, which was socially engineered, right? And mind you, these are all so-called Christians doing this. These are all so-called people who are pro-life. But when you say pro-life, they really mean pro-white. You heard Elon, we need more white babies. But I thought it was about pro-life. I thought it was just about babies in general. No, they make it very clear that it's about white babies. And if that's what you about, then just say that. Stop pretending that we live in this colorblind utopian. Hey, I don't even know why are you still talking about race? It's like, bro, you're talking about race. When you say black on black crime, guess what you're talking about? Race. Why don't they just call it human on human crime? American on American crime? No, they emphasize the blackness. You're going out of your way to make it about race. J.D. Vance talking about white men being victims is making it about race. The reason why they drop these data AI centers in black neighborhoods is about race. So you can't create. So it's funny when they say, why y'all make it about race? You've created the deck. You created the racial deck of cards. So you say, why are you playing a race card? You mean, why am I playing a card from the deck of hands that you created? So if I got the big joker and then I bada boom, bada bam, hit you with the big joker, why are you playing that card? You created this card. Every one of these cards you created. You made the joker, you made the queen, the king, the jack, the diamonds, the spades. You made all of these cards. So when I play a card that trumps your card, what you get mad for? You made the cards. We are the majority. They are the minority. Well, globally, we're definitely the majority. But even if you're breaking it down by ethnicity, there is only one other ethnic group that is larger than us, and that is Germans. Outside of that, if you're counting foundational Black American freedmen, we're the largest ethnic group. But what they've done is they've done this manipulation of creating buffer groups, i.e. Latinos and Hispanics. So now they're saying, oh no, Latinos are the second largest minority group. So look how they phrase the words, right? When they want to talk about ethnicity, they talk about ethnicity. But when they want to talk about minorities, then they lump all Latinos together. So Latinos is Brazilians, Venezuelans. But if you put our numbers up, if you do foundational Black Americans compared to the amount of Brazilians, it's more of us, compared to the amount of Puerto Ricans, compared to the amount of Mexicans, compared to the amount of Venezuelans, compared to the amount of Hondurans, is more of us than any one of those singular racial, ethnic, and national groups. But what they've done is created this umbrella of Hispanic and say, oh, look, there's more Hispanics than you, so we have to cater towards them. But these Hispanics are not the same. It's just some made up term. It's a made up buffer term. If you think they're the same, tell a Mexican that they're no different than a Puerto Rican. Tell a Venezuelan they're no different than a Brazilian. Tell someone from Honduras that they're no different than someone from Chile. And see what type of response you get. These people aren't united. They're united to get some sort of Hispanic Latino benefit. They'll unite against us. But after that, they'll go to their ethnic enclaves. Show me the neighborhood where there's a bunch of Mexicans and El Salvadorians living peacefully and harmoniously. Don't worry. I'll wait. When they have a little Havana neighborhood and there's a bunch of Cubanos, it's not a bunch of Puerto Ricans living there. But I thought Cubans were Hispanic and Puerto Ricans are Hispanic. Why aren't they living in a Hispanic utopia, right? Technically, Haitians are Latino too. They're both on the island of Hispaniola. So Dominicans are considered Hispanic and Latino, but Haitians on the same island aren't considered the same? Based on who? Based on what? It's all made up, right? Let's get back into it.
Is collecting records of every phone call in the United States. Even for those people who are not suspected of any crime, it was a conspiracy. Yes, there were some people who believed it was happening. Yes, there were academics who could say this was technically possible. The world of 2013, some suspected that this was happening. The world after 2013, we know that it's happening. The distance between speculation and fact is everything in a democracy. We have now had the first European regulations that are trying to limit the amount of data that can be collected secretly and used against populations broadly. And we have also seen the basic structure of the internet itself change in response to this understanding that the network path that all of our communications cross. When you request a website, when you send a text message, when you read an email, for so long those communications have been electronically naked or unencrypted. Before 2013, more than half the world's internet communications were unencrypted. Now, far more than half are, measured by just web traffic from one of the world's leading browsers, the Google Chrome browser. The entire world has changed in the last few years. It hasn't gone far enough. The problems still exist. And in some ways, they've gotten worse. But we have made progress that would not have been possible if we didn't know what was going on. Hacking has increasingly become what governments consider a legitimate investigative tool. They use the same methods and techniques as criminal hackers. And what this means is they will try to remotely take.
So like he said, they use the same methods and techniques as criminal hackers. And if there is a good criminal hacker, I mean, wouldn't it behoove the government to hire that criminal hacker? So if a criminal hacker is that exceptional at the job, the government, they don't put this person. It should be, why didn't you comply? You do the crime, you do the time. But does anyone believe that's what happens with criminal hackers, right? So they hire and recruit these hackers to hack into someone else. Okay, fine, you were hacking Americans. How about you hacking a foreign entity? And that's what these people are used for. So like this person said, they use these hackers as an investigative tool. And hold on. Looks like we got this person. So Jason, hold on. It's funny because clearly, Jason, you know, you are low IQ and I know you were over here fantasizing about that tainted taco thotty earlier. But hey, hold on, Jason, don't trip. I got something for you.
You know what, nigga? You acting like a little bitch right now. You acting like a little bitch right now, nigga. Man, fuck that. I ain't letting that shit ride.
Jason, I thought you were going to bring something. I don't mind trolls. I don't mind contrarian views, but you have to bring some level of sophistication and scholarship. The fact that you have this black cat lets me know that you're a low IQ loser and an incel imbecile. You're not intellectually formidable enough to challenge me. If I was whining, why would you come back? If you thought I was whining, first of all, how long have you been here? Did you leave and come back? Did you think I was whining and then you left and then you came back and you said I'm still whining? What the fuck am I whining about? I'm reacting to content. The person who's whining, this is like I said earlier about the people who complain about others complaining. They'll say so-and-so is complaining. Guess what you're doing? You're complaining about someone else complaining. So both of you are complaining. If I'm allegedly whining, you leaving this whiny comment is, guess what? Whining. So don't even worry. Do not worry, Jason. I'm gonna get you up out of here, bruh. Do not trip.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Do me a favor. Get the hell out of here, Jason. And if you leave another low IQ comment, I'm going to get you up out of here. I could show you the door, but, you know, hopefully you can walk out the door. Otherwise, I'm going to get you up out of here because you have nothing of value to add to the discussion.
Take over your device. Once they do this, by detecting a vulnerability in the software that your device.
Like Marzi said, bye, Felicia. Like I said, like we got Marzi here and people in the chat, McDowell, John, Roger, leaving sophisticated comments that you can actually react to unpack and expound on. You got people coming over here complaining and whining like moist little hoes, bro. If you on your period, this ain't the place to be. But if somebody send me a Cash App, I'll donate that to Jason so he can get some tampons. You moist hoe.
Device runs, such as Apple's iOS or Microsoft Windows, they can craft a special kind of attack code called an exploit. They then launch this exploit at the vulnerability on your device, which allows them to take total control of that device. Anything you can do on that device, the attacker, in this case the government, can do. They can read your email, they can collect every document, they can look at your contact book, they can turn the location services on, they can see anything that is on that phone instantly and send it back home to the mothership. They can do the same with laptops. The other prong that we forget so frequently is that in many cases they don't need to hack our devices. They can simply ask Google for a copy of our email box because Google saves a copy of that. Everything that you ever typed.
Just like he said, they don't even have to hack it, right? All they got to do is like, hey, Google, could you send me a copy of this? And if you're committed of a crime, then they say, hey, send this over. So all of your rights will be violated. All you got to do is commit a crime, right? Okay, fine. You do the crime, you do the time. But you do the crime and then now they have access to all of the messages that you ever sent. And then they have access to the people that you sent the message to. So then they won't start just look at you. They'll look at the people you're sending messages to. Who voted for this? I didn't.
Anything you can do on that device, the attacker, in this case the government, can do. They can read your email, they can collect every document, they can look at your contact book, they can turn the location services on, they can see anything that is.
And McDowell says technological warfare is being used in place of every other form of warfare because it's cheaper. Look at how Iran is using technology against America, making them waste all that money. Yeah, right now Iran is over there using a bunch of dummy drones, a bunch of cheap missiles that are exhausting the Iron Dome. So right now our munitions are highly depleted because we gave a lot of old weaponry to Ukraine, but we have been funding Israel to the tunes of hundreds of billions, over, a course of several years, So this is why I talk about the techno feudalism, right? There's this massive battle for AI and clean energy and all sorts of other things. And Marzi says, you're spitting facts and true information. Keep doing what you're doing. Hey, I appreciate you, Marzi. And, you are spitting facts too. Like, I'm here to teach, but I'm also here to learn.
Exploit. They then launch this exploit at the vulnerability on your device, which allows them to take total control of that device. Anything you can do on that device, the attacker, in this case the government, can do. They can read your email, they can collect every document, they can look at your contact book, they can turn the location services on, they can see anything that is on that phone instantly and send it back home to the mothership.
Yeah, she said, we're using our best and they're playing with us. Yeah. I mean, Iran don't have an Iron Dome and they're over here doing strategic stuff, even with the whole Strait of Hormuz. So right now, Trump and many of his warmongering people are not willing to admit, yes, they have devastated many parts of Iran, but they're, Iran is, playing a rough game. To be honest, Iran should have been slaughtered a long time ago. But the fact that they're actually highly sophisticated, technologically advanced, and not only that, they have the grit and determination to not just be under the thumb of the greater Israel project. So I gotta, some people say death before dishonor and fighting tooth and nail to the death. So I have the utmost respect for the Iranian regime. What happens is when you say that, people think that you hate your country in America. No, I'm American first. I'm a foundational Black American freedman. I love my country. I love that my ancestors fought, bled, and died. But that's just like if you're in a mob family or something like that. You may love your family collectively, but you'll be able to call out your family and all of the obnoxious behavior that they may or may not be committing. The U.S. meddling, destabilizing other countries, committing these coups d'etats, installing puppet leaders. That's not America first, and I don't condone that. I actually condemn that. I find it contemptible and highly detestable. And shout out to Big Rig, because Big Rig, you still in the chat rocking out. I know sometimes people consider this type of content boring, and I can make content about twerk videos and black on black crime and fatherless homes, and we need to do better and call black women ain't shit and they wear too much weave and call them bitches and niggas that, right? I'll probably have 20,000 subs and I probably have 4,000 live viewers if I was on that type of time. I try to create the content that it's going to have some sort of playback value and you will learn something from it. You know, I'm not getting paid for this. So if I'm not going to get paid, I'm at least hit y'all with some level of scholarship and, you know, something that you can take from it. Yelling at people and saying black people ain't shit, and there's nothing to take from that. There's nothing you gain from that except for a lower self-esteem and more self-hatred towards the black community. And we've been joined by Tutneys. I think I seen you in here earlier and you said these narratives are stellar. So I appreciate you, Tutneys, for rocking out. And salute to Big Rig for staying here for this long. And I'm actually about to shut it down pretty soon. But if any of y'all wanted to come up and pop something, Marzi, Big Rig, John, if any of y'all wanted to speak on anything, let me know. I'll drop the link. Otherwise, I'm going to just play the rest of the video and get ready to shut her down. And I do want to graciously thank y'all again. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world. Y'all chose to be here with me, at least momentarily. And for that, I thank you. Let's get back into it.
They can do the same with laptops. The other prong that we forget so frequently is that in many cases, they don't need to hack our devices. They can simply ask Google for a copy of our email box because Google saves a copy of that. Everything that you've ever typed into that search box, Google has a copy of. Every private message that you've sent on Facebook, every link that you've clicked, everything that you've liked, they keep a permanent record of. And all of these things are available not just to these companies, but to our governments.
So like he said, they keep a permanent record of everything that you've ever sent to anyone you've ever sent it to. And not only that, when you say, oh, I'm going to delete it. Well, if they really want to dive deep into your business, they can retrieve deleted files as well. So it's not truly deleted. And they say once it's on the internet, it's forever. Once it's on any of these apps, any of these cloud networks, it's forever, forever, ever, ever, ever. Yes, and they will weaponize it and use it against you, unfortunately.
As they are increasingly deputized as sort of miniature arms of government.
What about enabling your microphone, camera?
If you can do it, they can do it. It is trivial to remotely turn on your microphone or to activate your camera, so long as you have systems level access. If you had hacked someone's device remotely, anything they can do, you can do. The screen may be off as it's sitting on your desk, but the device is talking all of the time. The question we have to ask is, who is it talking to? Even if your phone is not hacked, right now, you look at it, it's just sitting there on the charger. It is talking tens or hundreds or thousands of times a minute to any number of different companies who have apps installed on your phone. It looks like it's off, it looks like it's just sitting there, but it is constantly chattering. And unfortunately, like pollution, we have not created the tools that are necessary for ordinary people to be able to see this activity. And it is the invisibility of it that makes it so popular and common and attractive for these companies. Because if you do not...
And shout out to Via Airship. This is the first time he's seeing you over here, so... He or she says you can be sure that rogue law enforcement with access to Pegasus are using it for every nefarious purpose. And this is also why there was an issue with the Ring cameras. I know many of you guys have Ring cameras. The Ring camera They were working with local law enforcement to spy on people because the camera is constantly recording, just like your phone is constantly on. So let's say, you have a bunch of shindigs at your house, right? Your Ring camera is recording that. And then if the police want to say, hey, could you give us the footage of the past 2 weeks? They'll look through the Ring camera and see which people were you hanging with. Right. So if you a ladies man and, you got, 7 days, 7 different chicks and the police want to have access to it, they will. If you're a gang member or a former gang member and you're retired, they can have access to the Ring camera to try to make sure that you're not hanging out with any unsavory characters. Right. Did you sign up for that? Well, maybe you did, because it's usually in the fine print that they mislead you about. We are in a police and a big brother state, and many people are too busy worried about George Floyd, BLM. What about Chicago? Black on black crime. What the fuck does the government spying on you has to do with black on black crime? You talk about Palantir. They talk about George Floyd and BLM more than Palantir. Y'all said George Floyd was a fentanyl head who was running around with a $20 counterfeit bill. So clearly, and I'm being facetious, clearly he was too zonked out of his mind to be spying on people. So instead of focus on what people would consider low level or degenerate people, why aren't y'all targeting these high level oligarchs and elites who are spying on you, who have you in a police state, who can access your phone? I know niggas like to, kind of jack off and then, send a picture of your meat to that freak. Well, guess what? All they got to do is ask, and Google or any of these companies will turn over that information. And if you ever go to court, you think they won't pull that up? If you was cheating on your wife, if you was like this dude who's accused of chopping up that girl in the trunk, they went through all of his files and said that this is the information that we got. And he was hollering at her when she was 11. He thought it was cool. I'm sure he deleted a lot of those messages. And guess what? They retrieved them. And let me read a couple more of the comments, and then I'm going to get to the illustrious guests. Illinois so far has blocked the access, but they want to hack it without permissions. Many of them don't really need permissions. Like he said, most of these apps, you've already given them access to hack you. Now, the terminology isn't written as if they're going to hack you, but all they have to do is hack you and say, oopsie, and then they'll have to pay a small fine where they hack millions of people, and then each person gets like $17. McDowell says that's why they created all this technology, and it keeps changing so that it becomes harder for individuals to be able to access technology and turn it off. That's why you can't open your phones. Correct. That's why they make it harder and harder. Remember, you used to be able to take the battery out and replace it. Now it's all fully installed and soldered. You got to be like a tech whiz to be able to break that. And she said they praised the rich people. Yeah, they'll praise the rich people, but then also they'll say, what would Jesus do? Well, Jesus wasn't rich. Would Jesus be, trying to create all this technology to spy on people? Would Jesus want to be a billionaire and hoard all of his wealth? And they'll tell you this is a Christian nation. It's like, what is Christian about poisoning people? But like I said, we've been joined by an illustrious guest. What it do, Big Rig?
What's up with it?
Hey, not too much, man. Thanks for sliding through. And Marzi said they deport Jesus. Yeah, they deport him. They called him a sand nigger. They do a lot more than just deport him. But thanks for tuning in, Big Rig. You got the mic. You can tap in with whatever you heard that intrigued you.
That last part with that phone shit, bro. I always thought something like that. And I remember, I want to say maybe like 2000, maybe 6 to 7, I think is when the iPhone first came out, right? And they started phasing out all the other type of phones, like, you know, how we was talking about the Chirp, the Sidekick was real popular. You know,
Remember they
all
were
the
saying that Chirp was supposed to be like, they said they couldn't really hack it, or I remember
Right.
people was like, they would stop talking on the phone and then they would just chirp on a different line.
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah, hell yeah. I had a Chirp, bro. And that's what was so dope about the Chirp, because
I love
if your
that.
folks was online, you
At
didn't have to call
Nextel,
nobody.
huh?
You chirp. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
even when your phone was off, like let's say somebody was in a tight bind, I remember that because you know, if you couldn't pay your bill, that Chirp was still working. So some cats was like, oh, I'll just use, because I remember at one point, once they, because I had a burner Chirp, the Nextel, and then
That's what I had.
and then even when the burner went out, the Chirp was still working. So I went from the Chirp to the Metro, and that's why I remember even Fab had that song, Metros and Chirpers, Metros and Chirpers. That's kind of what cats was rocking on. Like, we had the whole two phones before it was Kevin Gates. One of the phones was a Chirper, and the other one was that Metro, which we call Getro PCX.
Yeah. Yep. That's a fact. And but what I was getting at is they started like really phasing those type of phones out, bro. And then they just started coming with the you know, the more like smartphones, right? That's all you would see, even cheap ass smartphones, but they were all smartphones, bro. Everything just became like touch screen and, you know, apps and shit. Before the old phones, you didn't have no apps, bro. You had a game called Snake, but
that was it.
But the thing is, though,
but to be honest, back then we was cool though. We was, as long as we connected, because we just wanted to chop it up. Like, I wanted to be able, if you want to spit game to a biddy, you want to be able to call her and chop it up. That's all it really mattered. All you would want is a little fly ringtone. To be honest, if we was gonna pull up on you, all I really need to, hey, Big Rig, where you at? Oh, okay, you gonna meet me at the liquor store? All right, cool. Click. You know what I mean? That's kind of what we used phones for. But now
no
people
navigation, no none of that, bro.
None of that.
I had navigation on my phone and never knew I had it or how to use it, bro. Because I had a smartphone.
This was our navigation, bro. The navigation, bro, was, hey, bro, just pull to a nearest gas station, bro.
Absolutely.
That's all I did.
McDonald's and the Jack in the Box.
And then I say, how do I get to the freeway going this way? Yep. Bro, that was our navigation, bro. Like,
I remember going to 7-Elevens and grabbing maps, bro. Like, for real, bro. Like, niggas was really grabbing maps and going to campsites, my nigga. I ain't bullshit. I went to Clear Lake off a map,
with
bro.
that one.
I ain't bullshitting, bro. And it really wasn't that long ago, bro. If we gonna really keep it 100.
And no, it really wasn't, bro. Because even before the maps, remember they had like MapQuest and all these other ones. So you would go online and like print it out. So
I did that just to go to Arizona. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's how I was mobbing places. Cats like, how you get
you would
there?
print it out. Yep.
You printed it
and
out.
They tell you the miles and everything, bro. The hours, everything. The map wasn't telling you that shit.
Now the map, you had to really follow that line.
You had to follow it.
Yeah, okay, this is near that river. Okay, I need to get off of that exit. But I think it made people smarter as well, because for one, once you were using the map, you had to use some sort of geographic savvy.
You was a traveler for real.
Then you also had to be personable, right? Because like, in order to go into the 7-Eleven or the gas station and ask, hey, how do I get to this freeway? You had to have some sense of navigation as well too, right? Mobbing around, you know, I remember Big Sean said, I know the hood so well, don't need street signs. Now cats be in their own hood, but they don't really know how to get nowhere because you've been so dependent on GPS. Now it's like, you know, but it's like, before it used to be like, oh, Big Rick, stay over there on Lincoln Street. I already know how to get to Lincoln Street. I just need the address number. Now it's just like, okay, I got to type in everything on the GPS. People got a GPS to their mama house, GPS to all this other stuff, even the whole thing too, right? And most people don't know people's numbers. A lot of people don't know people's mama's number. They don't even know their own wife's number, because your phone is so smart that all you got to do is say, call Rig, and then it dials it for you. But now I don't know, then I'll always think of it like this. Think of it if you were in jail and you had one phone call. Hey, here, Rig, you got one phone call.
You lightweight fucked, bro.
You fucked because you need to memorize the number. They ain't gonna say, "Oh, it was
Let
in
me
the
see my phone that's in your fucking Discovery or whatever in the bag, bro."
You see what I'm saying? But when we were younger, it was a minimum. You had to know like 5 to 10 numbers, bro.
Man, off top. What are you talking about?
Now people don't even know one. Think about that. We were using maps to get where we were going. We were printing out maps and then following the directions step by step. And then we were memorizing numbers. People,
Nigga,
and then
we was pulling off using phones and rains and storms, nigga, in front of 7-Elevens and roller skating rinks, bro. You know, pay phones. Come on, bro. That was so dangerous if you think about it.
It was hella dangerous, but it's even dangerous.
Can you imagine somebody using payphones nowadays? They be getting robbed left and right, bro.
Hey, if you do use it, you got to make sure that you turn to the side so you're looking at all your surroundings.
Yeah, you remember it had the little closing booth and everything in it, bro.
Oh yeah. They had a movie called Phone Booth too, like, but that was something different.
I remember those types.
Remember those booths? But no, that's wild. I think the memorizing numbers is bigger than people, give credence to, because
these younger kids, they probably don't know nothing about that, bro.
At all. And speaking of that, bro, like a lot of these kids is kind of privileged with, there's nothing wrong with being privileged and stuff, but sometimes that coddling leads to them being underdeveloped, bro. For me, like, I'm talking about before we had whips and stuff, bro, we was mobbing to school, bro. I was riding to school on bikes and hitting wheelies.
Man,
and then
a
lot of us was walking to school, bro. It was cooler to walk with a mob than get dropped off.
All of that. Niggas was meeting up, bro, walking in like 4 or 5 packs, bro.
Bro, we was packed, and it was like, if you didn't walk, people was like, "Bro, Big Rig, why you ain't walk with us?" You feel me? Like, nobody was thinking like, "Bro, that's hella far. Or we gonna be tired or something." And it was hella far, bro. It was hella far that we was mobbing, bro. Like crazy, right now, bro. Those same links, you like, nigga, I ain't gonna walk that far. But back then, we was
Hey, kids getting rides to school, bro, and the school ain't even like 3 blocks away, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad it is.
Kids not only getting rides to school, after school, instead of walking
they
home.
Get an Uber.
No, they wait, and I'm like, bro, if you would have walked, you would have already been home.
Bro, eating a snack, wild, bro. But yeah, but like how I was gonna say, man, with those phones and how they be recording, bro, I always had a feeling, because that's why I felt they phased those other phones out, bro. I had an OG that always kept his old school like analogs. I think it was like a Razor, bro. He always kept it and kept a service on that bitch, bro, because he used to tell me, he's like, man, I don't really trust them, smartphones and shit, man. He was an old school G, you feel me? And I was like, nah, I hear you. And he stayed using that thing because he's like, man, it's like, it knows too much, bro. It's got cameras and all kind of stuff. Like, he was already on top of the game before the game was even being spoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would they just come out with this type of device, bro, and just put it on everybody, bro? And that's what they did. Like, everybody has a smartphone now. Everybody. So when I see that type of thing you just posted, bro, hell yeah, I believe it. Now they have smart TVs, B. I'm not putting no fucking smart TV in my house, bro.
Yeah, no, that's just a straight track.
I got a Fire Stick, but I ain't putting no smart TV in my shit, bro. Hell no. And it better not have no type of web camera or nothing.
Yeah, anything with smart, that just means that it's easily to track, because in order for it to be smart, bro. Yeah, it has to be a cloud connection that it connects you. But shout out to Marzi. She says she took a map and drove from Illinois to New York.
Hey, she's a G.
So she was like, that's
but
one.
That's what they was doing, dog. Come on, man. Look at the movies. What was that one with Chevy Chase and shit, bro?
Oh, what was that movie? Was it
they was gone.
And he took that station wagon, bro. We
Hell
literally had one of those.
And that's why when people be tripping on old schools thinking they can't mob or take long distance, bro. I'm telling you, I'll jump in my rag top and drive to Chicago, bro. Like, I'll change my distributor cap, rotor, and plugs, bro, and be on that road, bro.
Bro, now that I think about it, bro, in the 90s as a family, bro, we had took a trip, bro, from the Bay to Alabama, bro. We drove from here to Alabama.
Man, come on, look at them old school U-Haul trucks, bro.
No,
They was
and I was
old
just
school
thinking,
U-Haul
bro,
trucks with
we use
350s and
math.
454s in them, bro. Pulling your whole house and probably a vehicle behind that thing, dog. Come on, man. Like people be tripping, bro. Like they be acting like these old cars. Like, and I'm just saying, just off the cuff, bro. Like them old cars, you keep them right, bro. They gonna take you wherever you need to go, bro. They didn't have new cars
hold on,
back
Big Rig.
then, and people was mobbing. Go ahead.
Tedney's got a question for you, and you said the perfect segue. He said, "What is the mobbing you speak of?" So could you define what you mean by mobbing?
Well, it could mean a couple of things, bro, from where I'm from. So a mob could be your car, right? You know what I mean? We call our cars, loads, mobs, all kind of stuff like that. But when I say mobbing, I mean like I'm hitting the block, bro. Like I'm hitting the streets. I'm on the freeway. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the go. Like I'm mobbing. You know what I'm saying? So
It's
that's
another way.
kind of. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we use various slangs to mean the same thing. So a big rig is like, hey bro, all right, it's over, man. We finna mob out. It's the same as we finna, hey, are you finna slide out? Are you finna dip out? You know what I mean?
Hey, we're finna leave.
That's the politically correct term.
Right.
We're going to leave this function, right? Or hey, it's time to skate. Hey, it's time to mob, bruh. Let's mob, bruh. You feel me?
Right. And like even with my live the other day, I kind of broke it down because I have like my own language, bro. And I just kind of broke it down so people don't be tripping. Plus, I was kind of, lit because it was 420. And I was just breaking it down like, hey, if y'all see me say these certain things, bro, I'm not talking about what I'm saying, bro. That's my slang.
We do gotta
I kind of broke it down. You know what I mean?
Because sometimes, like, when we be interacting in these Bay and Cali circles, sometimes, I'm not saying you, but sometimes people assume, you know what I mean, that people pick up on our slang, and they might pick up on it, but our slang may mean something different in a different region. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people will say the same thing, but it's used in a different context.
A whole different meaning, bro. Like people will say food slap. You know what I mean? I don't understand how food can slap. I know they heard the word and they kind of trying to use it to the best of their capabilities, but we don't use it like that. Use it slaps.
I don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Food don't slap.
We can say smack or just go, but yeah, slap. I ain't saying that. But shout out, Sincere says, "What's up?" and salute.
Hey, what's up, S3 in the place to be?
S triple in the building, and we've been joined. I said, "Where Brooklyn at?" And Brooklyn has arrived.
Who's
what
that?
up with it, doggy? It's my boy Cloudness. He from
okay,
Brooklyn.
What it do, Cloudness?
But he out there in Texas.
Shame on a nigga, Brooklyn.
Hold on, Cloudness. What you talking about? You don't use GPS, bro, as much as you
I drive. That's how I drive, dude. Like I memorize. Like sometimes I'll look at a map before, like if I'm gonna leave. Like I drove from Texas to Tampa, Florida, without a map, bro. I just memorized where I need to exit, I need to get off or whatever have you, and just drove there without knowing anybody, anything. That's how I usually travel around. I just memorize landmarks and shit like that.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still old school, so that's how. I have GPS in my vehicle, but I barely use that shit, dog. I barely use that shit. I don't like doing that. I like to be able to visualize things. So if it get hot, I know how to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? And that's whatever city I go to, I just go and get a car and just start driving and just memorize things. You know what I mean? That's how I figured out Austin. I know Austin better than my homeboys that live there longer than me. And I learned it like that. Cause you're like, man. Even to this day, these dudes get lost. There's no parts of the city that I haven't been around. Cause I just get in the car sometimes and just get lost. And then figure out, oh shit, this is how you get out of here. Okay, cool. That's any city I go to. That's how I do it.
Yeah, the reason why those people, and I had told this to Big Rig earlier, I said it's a bunch of cats in their own hood, but they use the GPS is because they've always used it. So they don't know how to get around no other way. So if you try to tell them, hey, just drive here, it's going to start looking and sounding unfamiliar, because I do the landmark thing too. Cause that's why, well, Big Rig be like, where you live? And they'll say a street that you don't know. I'll be like, is that over there by that Safeway off over here? That's exactly where it is. All right, cool. Say less. I know where you at. You know what I mean? But now everybody, you know, if you don't got a GPS, people just ain't gonna get there. What about the numbers too? Do you memorize numbers or that one maybe not?
Yeah, no, it just a bit. It's like, you know what I mean. My dad always taught me this because, you know what I'm saying. He's like, I always remember like different landmarks or billboards or certain things. He said, because sometimes those things don't ever change. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't been in New York in when I left to New York in the 90s or whatever and came to Texas where I did my bid. And when I went back, it was second nature for me. My dad was like, damn, you remember that? I was like, yeah, I remember this. I'd never been lost. So like my uncle was like, man, you go on. I said, man, I know where I'm going, dog. I don't need you to tell me that. I know all that right now. So my memory is I keep my mind sharp for just different things, man. It don't matter if the streets change, because sometimes streets change. The name of the streets change or what have you. You know what I'm saying? So, but most times landmarks don't change. You know what I'm saying? So, or stores or whatever have you like that. You know what I mean? So I even to this day, that way, I would never ever get lost. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the old school of me anyways, because back in the days, we didn't have all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We never had that. So I don't get used to that nonsense. I know like children's phone numbers by myself too. I keep that shit memorized too, just in case. You know what I mean? So that's the old school of me too.
You memorizing them numbers of all them bunnies you be taking down.
No. I don't even listen. No. I don't. No. I don't even give my phone number out a lot of times. I make them hit me up on Snapchat. I don't got time. I don't like giving my number out like that.
No, I respect that. No, a lot of people have went to that model too, because it's like, here, I'm gonna just give you the TikTok or the gram, because it may not last, right? So if it don't last, you can just unfollow them or block them on Instagram. But if they got your number, you know what I mean?
You can't get rid of them. You can't get rid of them. They be doing. Yeah. See, I had this dope phone number back in the days, man. This is like when I first got out. My number was 512-300-1995, and it was great because that was the year I got locked up. Man, this chick, she kept hitting my phone with text messages. After I broke up with her, she went crazy and that's back when text messages cost back in the days. And so she was just hitting me with just wilding out on my phone. I had to change my phone. I was pissed because I had that number jumping because it was so easy to remember. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I said, man, I'm not gonna do that shit no more.
You said the text message was costing. So was you on that plan where it was like free nights and weekends? You had
that. That was back in the days, man.
Shit.
About
the group.
That was back in the days. Yeah, that was back in the days.
You had singular wireless.
I had like T-Mobile, dude. I had like T-Mobile.
Okay.
And that was
still team T-Mobile to this day.
Yeah, I'm on T-Mobile. I'm still on T-Mobile right now too. But I'm just saying. But back then, text messages wasn't unlimited. You know what I'm saying? They had it. You know what I'm saying? Only after 9 o'clock or something like that. After 9, it was unlimited. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she was wilding too. Yeah.
Actually, now I got cloudness up here too because and shout out to Sincere because she red balled back and she said these Latinos have been trying it. And yeah, I don't know if you've seen the video early. There was this tainted taco thotty Latina, and she was over there talking about she was saying she hate niggers and all this other type of stuff. And then mind you, like she is a white Latina. Like I gotta pull because I don't know if you've seen this Cloudness, so let me just pull this up right now because I'm just sick of people pretending as if Hispanic and Latino is a race. All of these pictures on here are all Latinas.
Cameron Diaz, Cameron Diaz.
They're all racially white. There's no race called Latina. So anyways, and she's part in your neck of the woods. It was this little tainted taco chick who was over there saying she hates niggers and all this other type of stuff in Houston.
Yeah, I seen that shit. Yeah, I seen that shit. I was telling Roger just yesterday, the other day, man. So back in the day, well, not too long ago, well, back when I used to work with a Mexican dude, and me and him was cool. So, but like we had people like from Honduras, South America. We had Puerto Ricans, and they tried to upcharge me when he wasn't around. So one day I called him. I was like, man. So he had to check him. He's like, man, Cloud is family. And then he said, if I catch y'all ever try to do that again, I'm going to tax all of y'all. But so, yeah, so it's amongst all. And I was only like the only black dude in the group, you know what I'm saying? But I was his bodyguard and his driver and whatever. But he used to give me that work or whatever. So, yeah, they tried to charge me when he was like out of town or whatever. They tried to do that. And I called him. I said, man, I thought you told me this was the price, man. And they try to. He like, man, he had to call him. And he's like, look, Cloud is family. Don't ever try that again. Otherwise, I'm taxing every one of y'all. So yeah, I've experienced it firsthand, man. So like, I'm not delusional. I know how they feel about us. You know what I'm saying? So, and I hadn't done none of that. And them dudes used to come to the black club every night. They used to come to the black club, mess with the black chicks and everything, but they still was on some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was trying to, and that's what I can't respect, because see, we're a loving, inclusive people, because that's a part of our nature. We're not like a hateful people, but like you were saying, these people, they all hang. Yeah, not with me, bro. I'm giving them the stiff arm, because this the thing, bro. Sure. It's been detrimental and it's been dangerous too, because people have been convinced, and this is why I keep bringing this up. They've been convinced, and hold on, let me bring it up one more again. People have been convinced that these people are they're not like white people. They're Hispanic. They're not like white people. They're Latino. No, they're just they're an ethnic other.
Well, you know what they say. You know what? I was listening to replay earlier.
I've never seen her though before. I see Jennifer in the other one, but who's the one on the right?
Honestly, I just found some random Latino.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, I was wondering who she was. Yeah, but yeah, they be like that, man. They be like that. Cause like I said, it's crazy, man. These people, but you know that started in Spain. You know what I mean? That started in Spain where they did that colorism stuff, because the conquistadors and all them, they the ones that started that nonsense.
But they haven't been colonized by Spain for decades, so now this is them voluntarily.
Yeah, it's better than their culture now.
Yeah, nobody is forcing them to do that. This is what their depiction is, right? They control their media. So these are the representations of Latinos that they want. They have plenty of Afro Mexicans that are darker than you, Cloudness. Those people don't get the recognition. So what's happening?
Check this out. I was watching this movie on Amazon called Balls Up, right? And it's about it's Marky Mark and this other dude. They go to Brazil, but and I was telling my brother, I said, dude, Brazil got more black people than they got the biggest black population besides Africa. And in the movie, you see a few dark ones. And I told my brother, that's what most of them look like down there. But they got all in the government, they got all these light skinned ass motherfuckers. I said, that's not good, but that's how it is now. But there's a lot. The black population is heavy up there. But like when they pan to the beach in Brazil, you could see all the darkies that was on the beach. You know what I'm saying? I told my brother, that's how Brazil is supposed to look. You know what I'm saying? But they let these light skinned motherfuckers jump up in there and get it all up in the mix. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that is what it is, man.
They did the same thing with Jamaica, which is why everyone has to hold their own nuts. We got too many issues to be worried about everyone else and fighting their battles. And this is why they're trying to convince us that we all black, so we're supposed to have this global Pan-African solidarity. Hey, I wouldn't be against that if they were actually practicing Pan-Africanism in Africa. Forget Africa. How about the Caribbean? Where's the Pan-Caribbeanism? Haiti and the DR share the same island of Hispaniola. They can't even get along, but somehow we're supposed to get along with Haitians, Dominicans, Nigerians, and Ghanaians is beefing, but they're all supposed to come over to America, and we're supposed to be the glue that binds them together. They come over here. I'm not black. I'm Nigerian. I know black, Papi. I'm not black. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm not black. I'm Haitian. Okay, fine. You're not black. Then it turns into you can't gatekeep blackness. Y'all being divisive and all this shit. They start talking about the diaspora. Nigga, in the 90s, nobody even heard that term diaspora. In the early 2000s, nobody even heard that term. Now, every day, somebody is talking about a diaspora war. No, nigga, there's a fucking war going on in Sudan, Darfur. There's a famine where they said over millions of people may die of a famine. That's a fucking war, not somebody calling you a tether, which many of you are. That's not a war. That's just an insult. See, they don't tell us to stop calling people raccoons and stop calling people Sambos, but they want us to stop calling people tethers. No, stop acting like a fucking tether and I won't call you one. Stop acting like a raccoon and I won't call you one.
Man, me and Roger just talked about that yesterday, man. We was just talking about that, me and Roger. And that's because I told him, I said, man, I was talking about because I was on Savvy's last week, and your boy Bryce said some sucker shit. He said some sucker shit in the chat, and I told him, I said, next time I get on call, I'm gonna check his ass. I said, because all that slick shit, you saying that slick shit in the chat, nigga, I'm gonna call you out. It's just that I had got off the what you call it. Most of the time I go back and read the chat when I'll be on, when I get on the mic, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I don't be paying attention because my time I just be just going off the dome or whatever. But yeah, he had said some slick shit because I had said some shit about the migrants, and he was like, "Oh man, bitch ass nigga." When I pull up on calling again, when I pull up on calling again, I'm gonna pull his card. You already know it. I ain't letting that shit ride. I don't give a fuck about none of that. And nigga, and I'll pull up to you in Vegas, nigga, and see what you talking about. That's how I do. So yeah, all that slick shit.
Yeah, okay. He wanted him. He wanted him.
So Big Rick.
Yeah, I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit, dog. All that
I'll pull up on you in Vegas. All the little whatevers, man.
Yeah, all that cell warring and talking tough on the internet, nigga. I'll pull up, nigga. Just send the addy. I'll pull up to you. You know what I'm saying? We can get it in right there. I ain't doing no tripping about it. But you ain't gonna talk sideways out your mouth and think you're gonna get away with it. So watch what you say and watch your words, okay? Keep it gangster, okay? Because if you get on some bitch shit, I'm gonna pull up on you, and I like to choke niggas out. So stop playing with me. Yeah, I'm from Brownsville, nigga. Yeah, I'm from Brownsville. Yeah, that's how we do.
Hey, nigga, that's why I said where Brooklyn at, nigga.
Yeah, I don't play that shit. Home of Mike Tyson, nigga. That's where I'm from. Yeah, I'm from the same block as Mike Tyson and them niggas, man. I'll pull up on you, nigga. I don't have no problem with that. Yeah, straight up. But yeah.
Bro is on that whole open borders and all this other shit, and then when you
show gang goofy ass dude, man, I ain't got time for that shit, dog. I ain't got time for that gang goofy ass. Listen, I done wild shit. I'm in Texas, so I done brought some dudes through, you know what I'm saying? But they paid me, it was like $3,500, $4,500 a head. So, you know what I mean? I've done that. I had to go down to Uvalde and scoop up a little group of them motherfuckers. So I don't have no problem with that when it's time to get that money, you know what I'm saying? But nah, the border got to be closed, man. Because it's stopping a little, the underground trade, man. Shit. You know what I'm saying? It's stopping guap getting ran up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to pull some loot. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. But yeah, the border need to be closed, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you stopping progress, man. You taking money off the table, man. Fuck that.
Hold on, Cloudness, I gotta ask you a question, because how would you respond? Because some people say that they're just here to do the jobs that nobody wants to do and seek a better life. How would you respond to that?
Man, you know what, man? It's some bullshit, because I've even went through that too, because I went to school for heavy equipment operation. You know what I'm saying? I'm a heavy equipment operator by trade. So I've seen them displace niggas out of construction and all that. You know what I'm saying? So
they won't hire you.
Yeah, because they got to pay me what I'm worth.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
was just finna say that's where that lie comes in, talking about they doing the jobs nobody wants to do. Cloudness has the skills. There's plenty of people that I know have and let's be honest, most of those ain't really skills. It's called low skill work. Here, pick up this, here, hammer that, here, lift that. And I always tell people, especially in these physical jobs, right? Let's just take it to sports, right? Look at the sports that require a high level of physicality, whether it be basketball and football. Those are the two that, the most popular in terms of that, right? Which demographic is physically dominating most? We already know what group that is, right? So you mean to tell me that we can physically dominate in these sports, lift hundreds and hundreds of pounds, run faster than people, jump higher, but suddenly we won't be able to hammer something? This shit doesn't even make any sense, bro.
So check this out. So, I was watching, it was Matt Barnes and this dude, they were talking about the baseball shit. And they said the reason why a lot of black people is because it ain't a lot of black people like it used to be, is because they just went south of the border and got all of those dudes, because the price it take to pay one black American, you can get like 100 of them motherfucking, some Hispanic dudes down there. You know what I'm saying? For the price of one black. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
They trying to do the same thing in Africa, so that when they bring over black people, it's going to be an African, and they try to present these people as more humble and more meek, so they're more deserving of these opportunity, because those ungrateful American blacks. But it's just like if you have the skills, we demand we're being paid what we're worth, what our skills dictate. But they're saying, nah, I can get somebody over here that's more cheaper, because they'll talk about all these dilapidated buildings and crime, right? There's a bunch of crime in all of these. This is why they call them third world and underdeveloped nations. So they'll go and set up a MLB baseball center in the heart of the DR that's known for crime, but they won't set it in the heart of Chicago that's known for crime and stuff. And then they'll get these dark melanated Cubanos, but they're not considered black. And I know Black Poppy, they consider themselves Latino. So they know that they're not coming over here to form Voltron with us. So all they do is have another melanated group to say, hey, look, we're not racist. If we were racist, why would we have these dark skinned people over here? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Because I started playing baseball when I was younger. I went through it through PAL, which is Police Athletic League. So I played baseball back in the days when I was younger in New York.
Oh, I used to do some fundraising for that. I didn't even know they had it out there. You just brought me back.
Yeah, Police Athletic League. It was called PAL, man.
It's funny when I used to. I know exactly what it is, because when I was on like fundraising to do like community outreach, like sometimes people will be like, man, fuck the police, they took my cousin. I'm like, my bad, bro, I'm just trying to raise some funds. Like, it was hard trying to fundraise because niggas was projecting this, like, fuck the pigs, man, they gave me a ticket. I'm like, nigga, I didn't give you a ticket, I'm trying to raise funds for the kids. So that it was hard to do, I ain't gonna lie. Go ahead, Roger, get in there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be on for a little bit. I'm like drifting off. But
that's all right. I'm about to shut it down anyways.
So the proper words is not, hey, they'll do the jobs that Americans won't do. No, it's they'll work for the pay that Americans refuse to do. Refuse to work for. But you talk about like
who was doing the job before they got here?
Mm-hmm. So
ahead,
we're not
Roger.
working for that pay. This is like, so when Trump had locked down the border because of COVID, I started seeing advertisements for wages go up, all the way up to like $45 an hour before they opened everything back up again, and then they started going down. I saw on and plus a lot of us were getting those construction jobs. I saw Ron DeSantis do some E-Verify thing. And the whole part of Miami out with the construction sites were abandoned and all different types of stuff. I saw what do you call it? Okay, so let me see. JetBlue, Netflix, Amazon, Walgreens, no, Walmart, Disney Plus. I saw like all of them had like remote jobs. I would see like as advertisement, as posts, as YouTube posts. And you know, you look at it 1 month, it'd say $20 an hour. Then the next month it'd say 25. Then after that it'd say 35. Then it'd say 40 and 45. I started seeing for the first time in my life Burger King, and when Boston Market was still here. Oh wow, they're starting people at $20 an hour at Burger King. I was like, that's a first, because you know, like they couldn't go. Everybody was locked down.
Do y'all got In-N-Out Burger out there? Because In-N-Out Burger out here started like 23.
Wow,
that's what I'm saying.
So,
but before, like I said, they used to be hiring these people. So you mean to tell me that no Americans will work for that job? But see, now when they were paying $10 and $13 an hour, people was like, nah, you know, I can probably slang a little something on the side, whether it be a pack or whether it be some cooch, you know what I mean? But now if there's having some decent wages, plenty of people will do that. Bruh, you know how many sisters was in the hospitality industry folding towels and clothes and stuff? You mean to tell me nobody will do that? I know John, my boy John, and Cloudness both have experience driving trucks. So you mean to tell me nobody else would drive trucks? And all my people that told me they drove trucks, the wages have went down. When did they go down? When they opened the border. And if you look at in California, they gave a bunch of illegal, undocumented aliens a bunch of driver's license, and they were slaughtering people, bruh. How was that xenophobic?
Yeah. And you know, it just went. I mean, I was just like, wow, you know, like maybe we should do lockdowns more or something. Because I was just like, I just flipped me out where I just saw Burger King and McDonald's paying people over $20 an hour. I'm like, yo, this is something else, because you know, like they couldn't turn to the
well, you know
people.
You know what the MAGA was calling that? They said that was socialism, even though that literally is not socialism. But you got it, Roger.
Yeah, so you know, like they couldn't. The employers couldn't turn to illegal immigration. So damn, we got to deal with the Americans. And the Americans was just like, I'm gonna withhold my labor before I apply for that job. Okay, it works just like the surges with Uber. Okay, when there's more people in a place that are requesting for Uber, and there's not enough drivers to match, well, they got to get them drivers over there. So you'll start seeing the surge. Something that was normally like $8 to go somewhere, it'll jump to 20. Then it'll jump to 25. Then it'll jump to 30. Next thing you know, that joint is high as $60. You'll start seeing drivers drive over there.
Hold on, Roger. Let me show you this, because this is the whole, they're just doing the jobs that no one wants to do, right? That's the whole talking point. Well, I don't know if you remember this. When Mayor Adams was in office, he had a position that he was saying, like, he said the New York has a rat infestation problem. And guess what? No undocumented, unauthorized people who came here illegally, they said, hell to the no, we are not doing that job. And guess what he did? He upped the pay to upwards of $155,000 up to $170,000. Then suddenly people was like, hey, shit. I mean, right now,
you just now showing me this 2 years late, bro. I could have went to New York City and got me a job.
I said this on one of Sabby's call-ins before, but like nobody bid it. This was during the height of people, you know, people champion for so this is what he called it. It was the first ever, they called it a rat czar, but it was called the director of rodent management. And they're paid $155 a year, but they said the salary can range and you can get up to $170. So they're saying that it was basically, you'll be a rat reduction specialist. Now, there was a bunch of migrants that didn't even want to do the job. They said, hell no. The New Yorkers was like, hell no. Then once they seen this pay, I'm saying this was before they said that this was going to be the pay. because they were paying people. Yeah, I mean, right now, I would definitely do this job. Shit, I'll move to New York if they gonna pay me 170. I'll move to New York. But this is my point of the they're doing the jobs no one wants to do. It's like, no, they're doing the jobs for these indentured servant wages that no one will accept. If you pay fair livable wages, people will do any job. People drive trucks. People do landscaping. People will climb trees. People will window climb. They'll do whatever, because when they say nobody wants to do, bruh, teachers don't want to be teaching like that. So it's like they're doing a job that no one wants to do. How many of you wants to teach? But nobody frames teaching as teachers doing a job that nobody wants to do. Right now, aren't military people doing the jobs that nobody wants to do? So it's a lot of people doing jobs that nobody wants to do. Look at the people, those ice road truckers, and the people, those Alaskan fishermen. How many people truly want to do that? It's not about doing a job that you want to do. It's about finding something that's sustainable. People do things they don't want to do all the time. If somebody wanted a lawyer, do you think they really wanted to go through 10 years of law school? But they knew that's what it would take for them to reach a certain level of success, so they did it. Many people don't want to be doing the jobs that's put in front of them, but they will do it for decent pay. So go ahead, Roger, and I'm about to shut it down. So
no, that was it. Most people work jobs, like they'll work government jobs, not for the pay, but for the benefits. You know, that's how they keep you there. You know, I know that was a little bit off topic, but you know, I was just thinking.
Yeah. No, it's all good, but this ain't off topic. She said a lot of foreigners doing DoorDash too. And Roger, you can speak on this, and maybe you can land your plane with this, and then I'll get ready to wind it down. Because every time, if I've been in an instance where I had to catch Uber, bro, like 99% of the times it's a foreign person who barely speaks English, and shout out to them. But when I talk to the other drivers, they always talk about the golden days of Uber and Lyft. There's like, man, they used to pay so much more and all this other stuff.
Oh,
I seen a dude flip up. I seen a dude buy a new Benz off of Uber, just off of what he was making in Uber, because all he would do, he woke up at 5 a.m. every morning. He woke at 5 a.m. and he went from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. in San Francisco. He would take a nap, and then he would go back in, because for the people that got off late, and then he would just go to sleep and just do that. And he would do it like 5 or 6 days a week. He bought a new Benz off of that. Now he's saying all the gas is killing him. He barely gets any rides and stuff. So it's a lot. So speak on that as a driver and what your experience has been with, you know, any of the driving apps. Has the pay went up for you? Has it been more beneficial?
All right. So let me tell you what happened with New York. So New York, they have this thing called the Taxi Limousine Commission. So they regulate, it's a city government regulatory agency that regulates the taxi limousine business, whatever. When Uber first came to New York City in 2010, they came, I like to say, under cover of night. So they used it as a pilot program. Nobody knew about it, kind of like the black card for Amex, right? So they were just advertising to the Wall Streeters. Okay, that was the first era of Uber drivers. Okay, so the people that worked on Wall Street would be like, "Hey, you're using this new car service from California. You know, it's called Uber." So there wasn't tiers like there is now. It was just Uber for it was a luxury thing. Okay, it wasn't no Uber X, Uber XL, Uber Black, Uber SUV. It was just Uber, but you only knew about it if you were like part of the rich crowd. So these guys, that was the first era of Uber drivers. These guys was making, like, I came at the second wave, but these guys was making on the low end like $4,500 a week, and on the high end they was making like $10,000 a week. You know, and then what happened was the yellow taxis were like, "Hey, wait a minute, who's these guys that just came in and they didn't have to go through the TLC?" So they raised hell, and then they said, "Okay, the party's over, so we got to comply with the city government." That's when they created the Uber X, XL, Black, so on and so forth. So I came in that era. So what happened was I was one of the drivers that drove the wages down because they said the Wall Street has told their employees, okay, you ain't got to take no Uber Black. You could take regular Uber. You could take Uber X. We're not paying for all this luxury stuff. Okay.
And now they got the one with the where it's like a share where it's like you try to catch an Uber, but then they got to go pick somebody else up. I'm like, what the hell?
Cool. So we had that back in the days. So what would happen is the 4,500 that I told you about that was on the low end, that became the high end, and the low end became $1,000 a week. So I came in on that era. So the people before me, they went and bought houses and what, like you was talking about people buying Benzes. Shoot, the era before me was buying houses, doing like I said, because they was making $4,500 to $10,000 a week, But then when we came in and we drove the wages down, those guys couldn't keep up, and because some of them got caught mid-sentence and couldn't finish paying for their SUV, their Uber Cadillac Black. I don't know cars like that, but them luxury Cadillac Black vehicles, and then later on, the state got involved because I'm like giving you the short version. The state got involved because what happened was
healthcare and the contracting, right?
When Uber came out to where I live, the Nassau County TLC was giving tickets for not having a Nassau County TLC license and a Nassau County decal sticker. Okay, so yeah, you could have it for New York City, but if you didn't have it and you picking up out here, they would hit you with like $1,500 fines. So Uber was paying for that. Uber got tired of paying for it. They lobbied Governor Cuomo to say, hey, protect us from these little local joints. So Cuomo did in his budget back in 2017, okay, no one can regulate Uber except for New York City. Okay, so the reason why we would get tickets is, now I would get tickets, but then I went and got I got a license for both city and Nassau County, a decal sticker for Nassau County, and plates for New York City. So when these guys would come out, like in the summertime during a concert, they would chase all the cars away, and I'll be the only one there. And then the surges start going up because 100 people need an Uber, and I'm the only one in town because Nassau County chased everybody away. So that's kind of like how I was making my money. And what happened was when they lobbied the governor to like, we're not going to be paying these fines. Okay, so do something about it. So we did. And then that broke Uber in two. You either drove New York City or you drove outside of New York City. And since there was no regulations to protect the drivers outside of New York City, the pay went down. I mean, down. So when I said before, $1,000 was the low end, $1,000 became the high end. So just like we brought the wages down for the people before us, these new crop of drivers drove the wages down for us. And it was, and it just like, it wasn't the same. I don't even drive for them no more. I drive Medicaid and Medicare patients. That's a lot more money for me anyway. But that's pretty much what. Oh, so let's say, for instance, to go from, I know you don't know where Jones Beach is, right? But to go from the Empire State Building to Jones Beach, you're picking up in New York City. So TLC regulations applied, pay regulations applied. So you would get, the customer would be charged $150 and the driver would probably get like a little over $100. Now, to pick up from Jones Beach to go to the Empire State Building, you're picking up outside of New York City. There's no pay regulations. The customer would get charged $75 and the driver would probably get like $30. Same distance, but where you're picking up at determines what you're getting paid, whether you pick up in the city or pick up outside the city. So, I'm glad I'm done with that. Like I said, I'm driving Medicaid customers, so that's a lot more consistent money anyway. And that was the short version.
Yeah. Hey, since that was the short version, hey, Roger.
What? Oh, please.
Nigga, please.
Help! Nigga, what?
Nigga, please. Nigga, please. What?
And I quote, you know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
And you said that was the short version, right, Roger?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. My bad. I didn't know I was on mute. Yeah.
Hey, no, but thanks for sharing that with us, Roger. As always, love. I appreciate your insight. But I am about to get up out of here. So, Cloudness, do you got a quick little bar you want to drop? Otherwise,
No, I'm good, brother, man. Go ahead, man. Shit, I'm just chilling, man. Go ahead, man. You get ended, man.
Okay, cool, man. I appreciate you, Cloudness. And then we do got to do another stream. Thank you, Roger. And Roger, I'm gonna reach out to you this weekend. I need to. What were you gonna say, Roger?
They're gonna be running a ballot measure in California for CalCare. I got the news, so maybe we could watch.
Don't try to break it down now, but
okay,
yeah.
No. Okay, my bad.
Hey, I was like, Roger.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Come on, Roger. But yeah, no. But no, yeah, I definitely want to touch into that because Roger is extremely knowledgeable about the politics, the ballot initiative, and we do try to give y'all substantive content that has replay value and that you learn something from. So this is the moment of the stream where I'm about to get ready to shut her down, but don't trip. I will be hitting y'all with another stream tomorrow. I'm probably going to go on earlier. Maybe I'll definitely go on earlier. I may have a late stream as well, but yeah, I appreciate Cloudness, Roger, Big Rig, John, Marzi, Braxton, all of the people slid through, Tay Bay, Sincere. If anybody I missed, Sunlight, Tutneys, I sincerely appreciate y'all. So I'm gonna hit y'all with some visuals that will be pleasing and enchanting to the ear. Hopefully y'all stick around to the end and we will be up out of here. But before we go,
B-Eazy Dat Dude, shit so hot it's burning up. Just go ahead and turn this up. I bring the pain like an aftermath of a car wreck. There's a lot of niggas that say they real. To me, that shit is far-fetched. Them cats is pussy. They really is on some feminine stuff. I ride up on them with the 40 ounces. It's the definition of adrenaline rush. What it do is it's sweet like cinnamon puffer. My niggas is rough like Willow Pass. Grew up out on Mary Mac, but I used to hang on Willow Pass. These birds that I roll with, outcasts and misfits. For the zip lips when you get hit. When the fifth spit, flat line in your fit. Trap habits is black magic, no voodoo. Get the bands like Buku. For the cocaine, they go cuckoo. Most these niggas is foo-foo, so I'm shitting on them like doo-doo. I can't fuck with y'all like tofu. I'm just saying, man, like Goku. Bad bitches at the house with me watching Netflix or Roku. Fuck them both at the same time, and I swear to God, it was so cool. Street legend, real boss, I call shots cause I'm still saucy. I know some G's to the bike crack on shite racking and fly back out the mill. When they hear me flow, they say I be burning up, burning up. Cookie to the draw is what we burning up, burning up. What you ain't know, oh, we burning up, burning up. This shit so hot, it's burning up. Just go ahead and turn this up. When you hear me flow, say I be burning up, burning up. Cookie to the draw is what we burning up, burning up. What you ain't know, oh, we burning up, burning up. This shit so hot, it's burning up. Just go ahead and turn this up.
Is that dude? You hear me? You feel me? Ooh, ooh. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. 'Cause you know that I'm burning up, burning up. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. 'Cause you know that I'm burning up, burning up. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. 'Cause you know that I'm burning up, burning up. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. 'Cause you know that I'm burning up, burning up. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. 'Cause you know that I'm burning up, burning up. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. 'Cause you know that I'm burning up, burning up. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. 'Cause you know that I'm burning up, burning up. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. 'Cause you know that I'm burning up, burning up. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. 'Cause you know that I'm burning up, burning up. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. 'Cause you know that I'm burning up, burning up. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. 'Cause you know that I'm burning up, burning up. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. 'Cause you know that I'm burning up, burning up. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. 'Cause you know that I'm burning up, burning up. B-Eazy, B-Eazy, he is that dude. Ooh, he is that dude. That dude, B-Eazy, he is the one that you can call so he can get the job done. He about to reign supreme if you thought his run would soon end. He just getting started though, so go ahead and tune in. B-Eazy, B-Eazy, he is that dude. Ooh, 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 he is that dude.
If you feel the vibe, like, share, and subscribe. We growing on this journey. Come and take a ride. If you wanna slide with that dude, be easy. We going all the way to the top, believe me. All the way to the top, believe me.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Follow. Be easy. You know you want to.
We're waiting.
You love me. You really love me. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.